If you want to stand out in any room and make your words carry weight, it all starts with how you speak. Speaking like the top 1% of successful people isn't about using fancy words or impressing others with complicated language. It's about clear, confident, and honest communication that connects with people and opens doors in every part of your life. In this audiobook, you're going to learn simple, practical steps that anyone can take right now to speak in a way that builds respect and influence. These aren't just ideas to think about. They are real actions you can start doing today to change how people hear you and how you feel about yourself. We'll explore habits that shape your mindset, strengthen your confidence, and help you communicate with clarity and purpose. You'll discover how small daily changes, like choosing the right words or controlling your tone, can add up to big results. If you're ready to take control of your voice and use it to create the life you want, this is the place to start. Stick around, because by the end, you'll have clear, straightforward tools that make speaking powerful and personal growth possible. This isn't just about talking better, it's about becoming someone who moves through the world with strength and certainty every day. Chapter 1. Build a morning routine that sets your focus. Most people wake up and instantly lose the day. The moment their eyes open, the day starts pulling them in every direction. Messages, noise, urgency, stress. There's no clarity, no intention, and no space to breathe. That is how the average person lives, day after day, year after year, reacting to life instead of directing it. But the people who truly rise, who build power, who grow year after year, and become the top 1%, do something radically different. They own their morning. They don't let the world dictate their energy. They set their own tone, and that begins with a focused, consistent, and empowering morning routine. A powerful morning routine is not about doing more. It's not about copying someone else's long checklist of habits. It's about waking up with purpose and giving yourself space to take control before the world pulls you into distraction. The truth is, how you begin your day decides how you end it. And how you live each day, repeatedly, becomes your life. To begin building a morning routine that truly sets your focus, start with the first principle: wake up on purpose. Don't just wake up to an alarm clock, wake up to your reason. Your alarm should be a signal to start living, not just surviving. Getting up at a consistent time each day trains your mind and body to trust you. When you say you're going to wake up early, and you do, you're already casting a vote for the disciplined version of yourself. Every time you keep that promise, you build self-trust, and with it comes quiet confidence. Most people hit the snooze button and begin their day with a broken promise to themselves. That tiny decision may seem small, but it weakens you. Start with getting out of bed the moment the alarm goes off. It's not about comfort, it's about character. Once you're awake, don't jump into your phone. Don't check messages, don't scroll. You just spent hours recharging your brain, and now it's yours. Don't hand it away within 5 minutes. For the first 30-60 minutes of your day, you should own your attention fully. No one else gets a piece of you until you've given something to yourself first. The first real habit to anchor your morning is movement. It doesn't have to be intense. A light stretch, a walk, some bodyweight exercises, whatever gets your blood flowing. Movement wakes up not just your body, but your mind. It signals energy, and energy gives birth to momentum. When you move early, you tell your entire being that you are alive and ready. This simple shift pulls you out of lethargy and into awareness. You'll think clearer, speak clearer, and act with more intent. Next, go inward before going outward. Sit in stillness. This might be in the form of meditation, prayer, or quiet reflection. Even 5 minutes of sitting with your eyes closed, focusing on your breath, grounding yourself, can reshape your inner world. It slows the chaos. You begin to notice your thoughts instead of being ruled by them. And the moment you can observe your mind, you gain power over it. Then turn inward toward intention. Grab a notebook or journal and write. It doesn't need to be poetic, it just needs to be honest. Write what you want from the day. Write your top 3 goals. Write how you want to show up. Writing is thinking made visible. When your thoughts stay in your mind, they get tangled. When you write them down, you organize your inner world. You become your own guide instead of being lost in emotion and reactivity. A powerful addition to this is gratitude. Write down 3 things you're thankful for, not in a shallow, forced way. Look around, there's always something: clean water, a roof, a friend, a second chance. Gratitude grounds you in the present, and the present moment is the only place where power exists. You can't act in the past. You can't act in the future. You can only build from now. Gratitude brings you back to now. The next step is to review your vision. Read your goals. Visualize where you're going. Remind yourself who you are becoming. The mind responds to repetition. If you keep feeding it with images of your future self, clear, detailed, powerful, it starts to believe. And when belief enters the equation, behavior follows. This isn't magic, it's programming. Athletes do it. Performers do it. Leaders, they see the result first in the mind, then they act on it in the world. When you begin your day by aligning your body, your mind, and your focus, you build an inner power that carries into everything you do. You speak differently. You listen with presence. You show up with calm strength. And here's what most people don't realize: the world notices. People respond to energy, not just words. If your morning is grounded in chaos, your energy is scattered. But if your morning is grounded in clarity and purpose, people feel it. Now, this isn't about creating a perfect morning routine. It's not about checking every box. It's about creating a consistent rhythm that works for you. You don't need 2 hours. Even 30 focused minutes can shift your entire trajectory. What matters is that you show up for yourself before you show up for the world. Here's a simple structure to start with. Wake up at a consistent time. This trains discipline and builds self-trust. Move your body for 10-15 minutes. Light exercise, stretching or walking wakes you up. Sit in silence for 5-10 minutes. Breathe, meditate or reflect to find your center. Write down your goals and gratitude. This brings clarity and emotional grounding. Review your vision or read something powerful. Feed your mind with direction and truth. That's it. Start there. Keep it simple. Keep it honest. The hardest part is not doing it once. The hardest part is doing it every day. But that's the real game. Success doesn't come from once-in-a-while greatness. It comes from daily alignment. Every single day, you're voting for the person you're becoming. There will be days you wake up tired. There will be days your mind resists. There will be days when nothing feels inspiring. That's when the real growth happens. Showing up when you don't feel like it is the essence of mastery. The top 1% don't wait for motivation. They build habits so strong they carry them through every season. You must build a morning that makes you stronger than your excuses, stronger than your emotions, stronger than your comfort. And every day that you do it, you grow, not just in productivity, but in self-respect. Because when you build something solid in the first hour of your day, everything that comes after feels manageable. You don't react, you respond. You don't chase, you choose. And that shift changes everything. There's a hidden power in quiet consistency. You may not notice a change after 1 week, maybe not even 2. But keep going. Something invisible is forming inside you. You're rewiring your brain. You're reshaping your identity, and that transformation is worth everything. Over time, your morning routine becomes more than a habit. It becomes your foundation. It becomes your anchor when life gets chaotic. It becomes your mirror when you forget who you are. It becomes the place you go to remember your mission. The average person lets life set the tone. The elite create their own rhythm, and it starts every single morning. So start yours with intention, with honesty, with strength. There's no hack, no shortcut, no secret. It's this: wake up and lead yourself first, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. And if you do that, if you win your morning with focus, you will start winning your days. If you win your days, you win your weeks. If you win your weeks, you win your years. And if you win enough years, you change your life. Build your morning routine not because it's trendy, but because your future is worth protecting. And in a world full of noise, distraction and pressure, the greatest freedom is still this: to begin the day fully present, fully focused, and fully alive. Make that your daily commitment, not someday, every day, starting now. Chapter 2. Write your goals every day to stay clear. Most people drift through their days without ever deciding where they truly want to go. They react to what happens, go through routines they never question, and follow patterns shaped by other people's expectations. They wake up, go to work, scroll through distractions, and repeat the same life on loop. Deep down they feel something is missing, but they can't explain what it is. The real problem is not a lack of motivation, it's a lack of direction. When you don't know where you're going, every day feels random. Every challenge feels heavier, and every victory feels short-lived. That's why writing your goals daily is not just a habit. It's a necessity. It's how you take control of your mind, shape your future, and stay on the path even when the world tries to pull you off course. Writing your goals every day is not about staying busy. It's about staying clear. The clearer you are, the more aligned your actions become. When your actions are aligned with your goals, life starts to feel different. You don't feel lost anymore. You're not easily distracted. You're not as shaken by the opinions of others. You know what you're working toward. You're not just alive, you're aimed. Most people never experience this level of clarity because they keep their goals in their heads. And when goals stay in your mind, they get buried under stress, fear, doubt, and noise. Writing them every day brings them to the surface. It forces you to take ownership. It reminds you that your future is your responsibility. When you write your goals daily, something powerful happens. Your brain starts noticing patterns. You begin to realize what matters and what doesn't. You become more honest with yourself. Are you writing the same goals day after day without making progress? Are you writing goals that sound good but don't truly matter to you? Are you avoiding goals that scare you? The pen never lies. It brings out the truth, and that truth helps you adjust, refine, and recommit. Each time you write your goals, you are telling yourself who you are becoming. That's how identity is built, through repeated reminders backed by daily action. The act of writing itself is an anchor. It slows you down and forces you to think clearly. It separates real desire from vague wishes. A goal written down every morning is not a dream. It's a commitment. It's a line drawn in the sand. It tells your mind and your body where to direct their energy. In a world flooded with distractions, that kind of mental focus is rare, and rare focus creates rare results. The more often you write your goals, the more deeply they embed into your thinking. Eventually, your goals start shaping your words, your choices, and your time. They become part of your daily lens, the filter through which you see your life. But writing your goals daily isn't about copying and pasting the same list over and over. It's about reconnecting with them. Sometimes the wording changes, sometimes the priorities shift. Sometimes you realize a goal no longer fits, and something deeper needs to be addressed. That's the beauty of this habit. It evolves with you. You don't just grow toward your goals also grow with you. Every day you write, you're also reflecting. You're not only asking what you want, you're learning who you are. To make this habit real, keep it simple. Start with a small notebook, and a quiet space. Each morning write down 3 to 5 goals. Be specific. Be clear. Instead of saying get healthy, write lose 10 pounds by September. Instead of make more money, write earn $5,000 from my side business in 6. Give your goals a deadline. Give them definition. Vague goals create vague results. Precise goals create purposeful behavior. You don't need to write an essay. You just need to connect with the direction your life is taking. This practice only takes a few minutes, but its impact grows exponentially over time. The more you do it, the more focused your decisions become. You'll notice yourself making better choices without even thinking. You'll turn down distractions more easily. You'll start saying yes to things that align and no to things that don't. That's not luck or talent. That's alignment. That's the power of a brain that sees its destination every day. And don't be surprised if you begin to see your goals manifest more quickly. When you live with focused intention, you move faster. You stop wasting time. You stop doubting every step. You start trusting your path. That speed comes from clarity, and clarity comes from writing your goals every day. This is not motivation, it's structure. Motivation fades. Structure. Writing your goals is the structure that holds your discipline together even on the hard days. This habit also builds emotional resilience. Life will test you. Things will go wrong. People will disappoint you. But if you've written your goals that morning, you won't be as easily thrown off. You'll remember why you started. You'll remember what you're building. You'll keep showing up, not because it's easy, but because it's clear. And clarity makes challenges feel smaller. Most people give up because the path gets foggy. You won't have that problem, because you write the path every day. And over time you'll look back and realize something incredible. Your handwriting has shaped your life. What began as words on a page became habits, decisions, miles, and those small moments of clarity, repeated daily, became the reason you became who you are. You don't need to have your life figured out today. You just need to decide what direction you're headed. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. The small act of writing your goals daily puts your hand on the wheel. You stop floating through life and start steering with intention. There's nothing mystical about it. It's practical. It's honest. It's simple. And it works. If you want to build a life that means something, if you want to grow, lead and rise, start by writing it down. Every single day. Even when you're tired. Especially when you're tired. Even when you feel off track. Especially when you feel off track. The person who writes their goals every day is not the same person a year later. They're sharper. They're more focused. They've made progress others don't even notice. This is not about doing something extraordinary once in a while. It's about doing something small and powerful every single day. That's what builds greatness. That's what separates the top 1% from everyone else. They don't rely on hope. They don't wait to feel ready. They build systems that keep them aligned. And daily goal writing is one of the most powerful systems you can create. So don't treat this like a tip. Treat it like a turning point. The day you begin writing your goals every morning is the day you stop living by accident and start living by choice. From that moment on, your life begins moving in the direction you've chosen, not the one handed to you. That's the first real freedom, and it starts with a pen, a piece of paper, and a quiet decision to get clear. Every day. No excuses, no exceptions, just clarity, consistency, and forward movement. Chapter 3. Track your progress daily to stay accountable. Most people set goals but never follow through because they never take the time to measure their actions. They get excited for a day, maybe a week, and then life starts pulling them back into old habits. Days blur together, effort gets diluted, and progress becomes a vague memory instead of a measurable result. Without daily tracking, there is no real accountability. Without accountability, discipline fades. Without discipline, growth stops. You cannot become the person you want to be if you don't pay close attention to who you are each day. That's why tracking your progress daily is one of the most powerful habits you can build. It creates structure, builds clarity, and keeps you honest with yourself. When you track your progress every day, you stop guessing. You no longer rely on emotion to judge how you're doing. You don't base your self-worth on how you feel in the moment. Instead, you rely on facts, and facts cut through excuses. Either you showed up or you didn't. Either you stayed on track or you slipped. There's no confusion. That kind of honest self-awareness is rare, and that's what makes it valuable. The people who rise to the top are not the ones with the most motivation. They're the ones who pay attention, adjust quickly, and hold themselves accountable through data, not drama. Most people avoid tracking because it reveals the truth, and truth can be uncomfortable. It can show you how often you break promises to yourself. It can expose where you're falling short, but without facing that truth, you can't improve. Avoiding the truth doesn't protect your confidence, it slowly destroys it. Confidence is built through evidence. Every time you track your progress, you are collecting evidence that you are serious about your life. You are building a record that proves you are moving forward, even if it's slowly. That record becomes your fuel when motivation is low and your mind is tired. You don't need inspiration when you can look back and see results. Tracking is simple, but it's not easy. It requires honesty. It demands consistency. But that's exactly what makes it transformational. When you sit down at the end of each day and record what you did, what worked, what didn't, what you learned, you are strengthening your awareness muscle. And awareness is the starting point of all change. You cannot fix what you do not see. You cannot improve what you do not measure. You cannot lead a life of discipline and direction without knowing where your energy is going. To track your progress daily, you don't need a complicated system, you just need a process you'll stick to. Use a notebook, a journal, an app, anything that allows you to log your key actions and habits. Start by identifying the 3 to 5 behaviors that matter most to your growth right now. These are the non-negotiables. These are the things that, if done consistently, would pull your life forward. For example, did I wake up on time? Did I work on my main goal? Did I train my body? Did I read and feed my mind? Did I lead myself with discipline? These questions create a daily feedback loop that guides your behavior. Don't track everything. Track what matters. What gets tracked gets managed, and what gets managed improves. The point of tracking isn't to feel busy, it's to stay aligned. Every day, you get the opportunity to see whether your actions reflect your priorities. If they don't, it's time to adjust. This habit creates a self-correcting life. You don't spiral for months. You catch the slip early. You see where you went off track before it becomes destructive. That kind of self-management is rare, and it's what separates those who grow steadily from those who crash and restart every few months. Tracking also builds integrity. When you know you're going to review your day, you behave differently. You start showing up with a different level of seriousness. You make better decisions. You don't just hope things work out, you make sure they do. Knowing you will see your performance at the end of the day builds self-respect, and self-respect creates better standards. With better standards, you move through life with more purpose, more discipline, and more resilience. You stop letting little things slide. You stop tolerating your own excuses. You start living with alignment. This habit also gives you clarity in the face of uncertainty. When results are slow or challenges feel heavy, you can look at your records and know whether you've been consistent. You don't fall into doubt because you have proof. You don't let fear take over because you've built momentum. That kind of clarity makes it easier to stay calm, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. Most people panic when they don't see progress because they don't know whether they're actually doing the work. You won't have that problem. You'll know. Daily tracking doesn't just keep you accountable, it speeds up your growth. When you review your actions every day, you start seeing patterns. You notice what derails you. You notice what helps you perform better. You discover what routines set you up for success. That awareness leads to better systems. And better systems create better outcomes. The fastest way to grow is not to work harder, it's to become more aware of how you're working. You can also use daily tracking to build emotional intelligence. Each day, ask yourself how you felt and why. Were you focused or distracted? Were you reactive or calm? Were you driven or passive? Write it down. Over time, you'll start to see which environments, thoughts, or habits lead to your best self. You'll understand how to manage your mind, not just your time, and that gives you an edge that most people never develop. This habit doesn't need to take more than 10 minutes a day. But those 10 minutes can change your life. They can help you stay on track for months, while others keep starting over. They can give you an honest map of your journey. They can prevent you from falling into the trap of self-deception. And perhaps most importantly, they keep your attention on what you can control. You can't control outcomes. You can't control other people, that you can control your habits. You can control your behavior. You can control whether or not you're improving. Some days the progress will be small. Some days you'll feel like nothing is changing. That's when most people quit. But when you track your progress, you'll see that you are building something. Maybe it's slow, but it's steady. And steady wins. You'll begin to see that success is not about doing extraordinary things once. It's about doing the ordinary things every single day with intention and effort. That realization gives you peace. It gives you power. You stop chasing and start building. Daily tracking also gives you a sense of accomplishment. At the end of the day, when you look at your notes and see that you stayed aligned, you feel stronger. You sleep better. You wake up more motivated. That feeling doesn't come from motivation videos or motivational quotes. It comes from action, from proof, from knowing that you did what you said you would do. And when you stack enough of those days together, something inside you changes. You no longer see yourself as someone who tries. You see yourself as someone who follows through. That identity is worth more than any result, because results can fade. But the kind of person you become through discipline and accountability lasts forever. It's the foundation for everything else you want to build. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be consistent. Tracking your progress is the bridge between who you are now and who you want to become. Most people will never do this. They'll keep living reactively. They'll chase shortcuts. They'll blame circumstances, because you've made the decision to live on purpose, to lead yourself first, to take full responsibility for your direction and your discipline. And that choice makes all the difference. Start today. Get a notebook or a simple tracking tool. Write down the actions you want to take, the habits you want to build, and the standards you want to uphold. At the end of each day, review it honestly. Did you show up? Where did you slip? What can you improve? Answer those questions with clarity, not judgment. Growth is not about punishment. It's about progress. You don't need a perfect system. You need a consistent one. You don't need to impress anyone. You need to impress yourself. You don't need to track everything. You need to track what matters. And if you do that every single day, the results will take care of themselves. In a world where most people are distracted, unaware and undisciplined, your edge will come from your awareness,
Your strength will come from your consistency, and your success will come from your ability to hold yourself accountable when no one else is watching. That's what daily tracking gives you. Not just results, not just discipline, but freedom. The freedom to live with direction, confidence and purpose every single day.
Chapter 4. Speak positive words to shape your mindset. The words you speak out loud become the instructions your mind follows. Most people underestimate the power of their words because they think words are harmless or just noise. But every time you speak, you're reinforcing beliefs. You're either building a stronger, focused mindset, or you're tearing yourself down without realizing it. The way you talk to yourself is the foundation of how you think, how you feel, and how you act. If you want to take control of your mindset, you must take control of your words. Positive speech is not fake optimism or forced affirmations. It's intentional language that supports your growth, your focus, and your self-respect. It's the habit of using words to strengthen your mental clarity and reinforce your standards. When you change your language, you start to change your identity. You become more aware, more confident, and more disciplined in how you carry yourself every day. The majority of people speak as if their words don't matter. They say things like, "I can't," "I always mess this up," "This never works for me," and they don't realize they're programming their own mind to underperform. Negative language is not just a bad habit. It's a form of self-sabotage. It's the quiet erosion of your belief system. It creates doubt. It feeds anxiety. It strengthens fear. And the more you speak those words, the more they feel like truth. Eventually, you begin living by limitations that were never real to begin with. The first step to changing your inner world is noticing your outer language. You must start paying attention to what you say out loud, because what you say becomes what you believe. There's a direct connection between the words you speak and the thoughts you repeat. When you say something often enough, your brain starts to look for proof that it's true. If you constantly talk about being tired, being stuck, being unlucky, your brain will tune your awareness to everything that matches those statements. It's not about lying to yourself, it's about being intentional with the reality you focus on. Speaking positive words trains your brain to notice opportunities instead of obstacles, progress instead of problems, lessons instead of losses. That mindset shift makes you stronger, calmer, and more capable when life gets hard. The language you choose becomes the environment your mind lives in. Make it strong, make it clear. Make it support the future you want. You don't need to wait for confidence to show up before you speak powerfully. Confidence is built through practice, and the more you speak in a way that lifts you up, the more your internal state begins to match it. If you want to think better, start speaking better. When you say things like, "I am capable," "I handle problems with clarity," "I learn quickly," "I stay calm under pressure," you're reinforcing a mindset of growth and resilience. These statements don't have to be loud or dramatic. They just have to be consistent. Even quiet self-talk repeated daily has the power to reshape your internal narrative. Speak them even when you don't feel them yet. Speak them especially when you're in a challenge. That's when your words matter most. Changing your language starts with awareness. Most people are not even conscious of how negatively they speak. They don't realize how often they talk about being overwhelmed, confused, or afraid. The first step is to become aware of the default phrases you use throughout the day. Catch yourself when you say something disempowering and replace it immediately with a better version. Instead of saying, "This is too hard," say, "This is training me to grow stronger." Instead of saying, "I'm bad at this," say, "I'm still learning this." Instead of saying, "I always fail," say, "I'm figuring out what works." These small adjustments are not just about being polite to yourself. They are mental training. They are the daily rewiring of how you think and who you become. Speaking positively is not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to respond to reality with strength. It's about keeping your language aligned with your purpose instead of your emotions. You might feel frustrated, but you can still speak with clarity. You might feel afraid, but you can still speak with courage. You might feel tired, but you can still speak with resolve. That's the power of disciplined language. It keeps you focused when emotions want to pull you off track. It keeps you moving when your energy is low. It gives you stability in the middle of pressure. The strongest people are not the ones who never struggle. They're the ones who speak with power even in the middle of uncertainty. Your words also affect the people around you. If you're constantly negative, you lower the energy of every room you walk into. If you're constantly complaining, people start avoiding your presence. But when you speak with strength, with purpose, with positivity, people feel it, they respect it, they trust it. You become a source of clarity and calm in a noisy world. And that influence begins with how you speak to yourself. If your internal language is weak, your external presence will always be limited. But when you learn to guide your mind with strong, focused words, everything about your presence changes. You move differently, you lead differently, you connect differently, and that kind of growth impacts every area of your life. You can't just speak positively once and expect a mindset shift. This is a daily habit. Just like training your body, you must train your mind every single day. Every morning, set the tone with powerful language. Remind yourself of your standards. Remind yourself of your goals. Speak out loud the identity you are choosing to build. You don't have to do this in front of anyone. You can do it quietly. You can write it down. You can whisper it to yourself. The form doesn't matter. What matters is that you're practicing, that you're speaking from your future, not your fear, that you're reinforcing your values instead of your doubts. Do this consistently, and your mind will begin to respond. Another powerful way to shape your mindset through language is to stop exaggerating negativity. Don't say everything is falling apart when one thing went wrong. Don't say I'm a mess because you made a mistake. Don't say I never get it right because you had a rough day. These words feel dramatic in the moment, but they do damage. They create an identity around weakness instead of growth. Be precise with your language. Say exactly what happened, not a distorted version. I struggled with my focus today, but I'm adjusting tomorrow. That's power. That's control. That's maturity. And it comes from the discipline of using your words wisely. One of the most overlooked aspects of high performance is self-talk during difficult moments. When something goes wrong, your immediate response is crucial. If your first words are filled with panic, blame, or hopelessness, your mindset spirals. But if your first words are grounded, focused, and forward-looking, your mind stabilizes. Speak to yourself the way a great coach would. Calm, clear, direct. This isn't ideal, but I can handle it. That didn't go as planned. Now I know what to fix. I've been through worse, and I'm still standing. This kind of language turns setbacks into training. It creates inner strength that compounds over time. Make it a habit to review your language at the end of the day. Reflect on how you spoke to yourself. Was your language focused on progress or problems? Did you speak to yourself with discipline or doubt? What could you have said differently in moments of pressure? This daily review builds awareness, and awareness leads to better choices. Most people never check their internal dialogue. They just react. You will be different. You will be intentional. You will lead your mind instead of following it. Remember that positive speech is not about being fake. It's about being focused. It's about choosing words that support your goals, your discipline,
and your values. It's about speaking in a way that keeps you aligned with the person you want to become. You don't need to be loud. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Speak the language of growth. Speak the language of clarity. Speak the language of strength. And over time, that language will reshape your mindset, your actions, and your results. You are not a product of your emotions. You are a product of your repeated thoughts, and your thoughts are shaped by your words. Speak with purpose. Speak with power. Speak like someone who takes full responsibility for their life. That habit will build the kind of internal strength that cannot be shaken by circumstance, and that strength will become your edge in everything you do. Positive words create positive habits. Positive habits create consistent actions, and consistent actions create powerful results. All of it starts with language. Master your language, and you begin to master your life. Every day, you have the chance to speak with clarity, with confidence, with conviction. Make the choice. Build the habit. Speak like the person you're becoming, not the person you're trying to escape. Speak to rise. Speak to build. Speak to lead, and your mindset will follow.
Chapter 5. Read 10 pages daily to feed your mind. Feeding the mind consistently is one of the most powerful habits anyone can develop to grow intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. The mind, like the body, requires nourishment every day to perform at its highest level. Reading 10 pages a day might seem small, but over time it becomes a transformational habit that sharpens your thinking, expands your perspective, and builds resilience in ways that few other daily disciplines can match. The key to meaningful growth lies in consistent effort, and reading 10 pages daily is a practical and accessible way to commit to that effort every single day. This habit is not about rushing through books or collecting empty facts. It's about engaging with ideas that challenge, inspire, and educate you continuously. Each page you read is a building block toward a stronger, wiser, and more focused mind. Starting this habit begins with the simple decision to make reading a non-negotiable part of your day. It is easy to say you will read more, but much harder to actually follow through without a clear plan. Choose a specific time each day when you will read your 10 pages. It could be early morning before the noise of the day begins, or before bed to reflect and calm your mind. The time is less important than the consistency. Once this habit is established, reading becomes a form of mental exercise, just like stretching before physical activity prepares your body. You are preparing your brain for better problem solving, sharper focus, and clearer thinking. This daily commitment trains your mind to absorb new information regularly, preventing stagnation and mental fatigue. Reading 10 pages a day also forces you to slow down and concentrate. In today's fast-paced world, attention is fragmented by endless distractions. By setting a goal to read a fixed number of pages, you create a focused window where your mind is fully engaged. This focus on a single task improves your ability to concentrate, not just during reading, but in other areas of life as well. It is an intentional break from multitasking and superficial engagement with information. Instead, it cultivates deep attention, a skill that successful people rely on to learn faster and perform better. The simple act of reading becomes a mental discipline that reinforces clarity and calmness amid the chaos. The quality of what you read matters just as much as the quantity. Choose books that challenge your current thinking, expand your knowledge, or provide practical wisdom for your personal and professional life. Avoid distractions like shallow content or passive consumption that do not contribute to growth. The 10 pages you read daily should feed your curiosity, provoke new ideas, and provide insights you can apply immediately. Over time, this practice deepens your understanding of complex topics and enriches your perspective on life. Reading widely also helps you connect dots between different fields of knowledge, making you a more creative and innovative thinker. Another benefit of daily reading is the cumulative effect it creates. 10 pages may not seem like much in one day, but multiplied over weeks and months, it becomes a massive body of knowledge. This slow but steady accumulation outpaces sporadic bursts of reading or cramming information in short periods. The consistency embeds new ideas in your memory and makes the learning process more natural and enjoyable. Your mind becomes accustomed to regular intellectual engagement, which increases mental stamina and curiosity. When you feed your mind daily, you build a foundation for lifelong learning that serves you well in every aspect of life. To make the habit stick, create an environment that supports your reading. Keep a book or e-reader close by, whether at home, in your bag, or even in your car. When moments of free time appear, such as waiting in line or during a commute, use that time to read rather than scrolling on a phone. Remove distractions like notifications or loud environments when you sit down to read, so you can immerse yourself fully. Preparing your environment demonstrates respect for your mind and the growth you are committing to. Over time, this environment becomes a mental sanctuary where learning flourishes naturally. Keeping a reading journal or notes can enhance the benefits of reading 10 pages a day. Writing down key ideas, reflections, or questions helps deepen your understanding and creates a personal record of your growth. This practice forces you to process the information actively instead of passively absorbing. It also allows you to revisit important insights and apply them more effectively in your life. Journaling about what you read bridges the gap between knowledge and action, turning information into wisdom. Over time, this reflection builds confidence and clarity, making you a more thoughtful and intentional person. The habit of reading daily not only strengthens the mind, but also cultivates patience and discipline. It teaches you that growth is a marathon, not a sprint. Real transformation comes from showing up every day and putting in the effort, even when motivation is low or life gets busy. This daily discipline spills over into other areas of your life, reinforcing habits that lead to greater success and fulfillment. The mindset you develop through consistent reading is one of commitment, focus, and resilience. These qualities are what separate those who improve steadily from those stuck in cycles of frustration and stagnation. Reading also enriches your vocabulary and communication skills. The more you expose yourself to well-crafted ideas and language, the more naturally you begin to express yourself clearly and persuasively. This skill is critical for anyone who wants to influence others, lead effectively, or simply communicate their thoughts with confidence. As you read diverse authors and perspectives, you learn new ways to articulate complex ideas with simplicity and impact. This improvement in communication is not just an added bonus, but a core part of becoming the kind of person who speaks like the 1% elite, clear, confident, and compelling. In addition, daily reading nurtures your emotional intelligence by exposing you to different human experiences and viewpoints. This broader understanding builds empathy and helps you relate to others more deeply. You begin to see the world with more nuance, recognizing patterns in behavior and motivations that were invisible before. This insight enhances your relationships and equips you to handle conflicts and challenges with wisdom. Emotional intelligence is often overlooked, but it is a critical component of personal and professional success. Reading 10 pages a day is a simple yet powerful way to develop this essential skill. It is important to remember that the goal is not to read quickly or finish books as fast as possible, but to absorb, understand, and reflect on the material. Quality trumps quantity. Taking your time to internalize ideas ensures that your mind genuinely grows, rather than just skimming surface-level information. Engage with the material by asking questions, connecting concepts to your own life, and thinking critically about the author's message. This deep engagement transforms reading from a passive habit into an active tool for self-improvement.
The slow and steady approach yields sustainable results, building a knowledge base that you can draw on confidently in every situation. Starting the habit of reading 10 pages daily may feel challenging at first, especially if you are not used to regular reading or have a busy schedule. However, breaking down the goal into manageable steps makes it achievable. Begin by setting aside just 10 minutes at the same time each day, dedicated solely to reading. Eliminate distractions during this time and focus fully on the text. Gradually, the habit will become automatic, and you may find yourself naturally wanting to read more. The initial discomfort fades as the benefits become clear and your mind begins to crave the mental nourishment you provide through reading. This habit also helps you develop patience and mental stamina. Sometimes the material will be difficult or dense, but pushing through these moments trains your mind to handle complexity and uncertainty. This mental toughness is invaluable in life when faced with challenges that require focus and resilience. Reading 10 pages daily becomes a training ground for discipline, patience, and perseverance. Each page is a small victory that builds your confidence and commitment. These daily wins accumulate and create momentum that propels you forward in all areas of life. Reading regularly also increases your curiosity and creativity. Exposure to new ideas sparks your imagination and opens doors to possibilities you may have never considered. This expanded vision empowers you to think beyond your current circumstances and design a better future. Creativity is essential not only in artistic fields, but in problem solving, leadership, and innovation. The consistent habit of feeding your mind cultivates this creative spirit and equips you to approach life with flexibility and originality. Your mind becomes a wellspring of ideas, solutions, and inspiration. Another powerful aspect of this habit is the sense of peace and satisfaction it can bring. Taking quiet time each day to read allows you to step away from stress and noise, entering a state of calm focus. This mental break refreshes your mind and reduces anxiety. The ritual of reading becomes a source of comfort and stability amid life's uncertainties. Over time, this consistent mental rest strengthens your emotional resilience and enhances your overall well-being. The 10 pages you read daily are not just intellectual fuel, they are a sanctuary for your mental health. Incorporating this habit into your life shapes you into a lifelong learner. The most successful people are those who never stop learning, adapting, and growing. By reading daily, you adopt the mindset that knowledge is continuous and that improvement is always possible. This humility and openness set you apart from those who become complacent. You begin to see challenges as opportunities to learn rather than threats. This mindset shift leads to greater confidence and a stronger sense of control over your future. Reading 10 pages a day is a commitment to your own evolution and empowerment. Building this habit also aligns your actions with your goal. When you feed your mind daily, you equip yourself with the tools, strategies, and insights necessary to reach your ambitions. The knowledge you gain informs your decisions and sharpens your judgment. You become less reactive and more proactive. This clarity accelerates your progress and helps you avoid costly mistakes. The connection between reading and results is clear. Those who invest in their mind consistently perform better over time. Reading 10 pages daily is a direct investment in your capacity to succeed. This habit is scalable and adaptable. As your reading stamina and interest grow, you can increase the number of pages or diversify your reading materials. You might explore biographies, scientific research, philosophy, or business strategy. Each genre contributes unique benefits, and the variety keeps your mind engaged and curious. The key is to maintain the daily discipline, even if the material shifts. Flexibility within consistency allows you to sustain this habit for life. This adaptability is another reason why reading 10 pages daily is one of the most practical and enduring self-improvement strategies. Ultimately, this simple habit creates a ripple effect across your life. Improved focus, clearer thinking, better communication, greater emotional intelligence, and stronger discipline all arise from feeding your mind daily. These qualities empower you to navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and lead with integrity. Reading 10 pages a day is not just about books, it's about shaping the person you are becoming. It's about choosing growth over stagnation every single day. When you commit to this practice, you commit to a better life, a stronger mind, and a future defined by continuous improvement. Your mind is your most valuable asset. How you feed it determines how it serves you. Make reading 10 pages daily a cornerstone habit that fuels your journey. Over time, the knowledge, insights, and wisdom you accumulate will give you an unshakable foundation of strength, clarity, and confidence. This habit is a gateway to endless growth and success. Embrace it fully and watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined possible.
Chapter 6. Move your body daily to stay energized. Every morning, when you take that first stretch, open your body to movement. You are sending a signal to your brain, your cells, and your spirit that you are ready to engage fully with life. Physical motion isn't just about burning calories or looking fit. It's about awakening your entire system, fueling your energy, sharpening your mind, and building a reservoir of strength that flows into every part of your day. When you move consistently, your body stops being a passive vessel and becomes a reliable ally in your journey. The relationship you build with your physical self through daily movement will ripple out, improving your mood, elevating your focus, and shaping who you become. There is a reason that top performers across professions prioritize daily activity. It's not because of vanity or because they enjoy pain. It's because moving releases chemicals in the brain that enhance creativity, clarity, and calm. It lowers stress, increases resilience, and activates your natural vitality. Your muscles become awake, your heartbeat becomes confident, and your nervous system becomes alert. Sitting still all day makes you sleepy, dull, and fragile. Moving daily makes you alive, sharp, and strong. You are priming your body and mind to respond to whatever challenge comes your way. Movement becomes a doorway to presence, purpose, and power. Moving daily does not require a gym membership, expensive equipment, or a strict plan. What matters most is showing up. You can walk, stretch, dance, squat, climb stairs, skip rope, do yoga, or run. Choose what engages your body honestly, what feels relevant to your life, and what keeps you curious. This practice teaches your body to support your goals, not hinder them. In the process, you also discover your strength, your limitations, and your capacity to push forward. That body awareness begins to translate into emotional awareness. You feel stress before it overwhelms, you sense tension before it tightens, and you respond before you spiral. Physical movement is a bridge between your inner posture and the outer world. When you move, your breathing shifts, your posture opens, your heart rate rises, and your blood flow increases. That shift breaks mental stagnation. It injects confidence into your voice. It builds endurance for long tasks. It builds tolerance for the challenges ahead. Throughout the day, when you tap into that energized reservoir, you're accessing more than strength. You're accessing belief. You're accessing momentum built with intention. That energy becomes your silent support, a reminder that you can handle pressure, maintain clarity, and deliver results even when fatigue knocks. Consistency is where the real transformation happens. Doing this once or sporadically brings momentary lift, but consistent daily movement rewires your baseline energy. Over time, you stop needing coffee to wake up or naps to recover. You build a body that supports your productivity. You feed your discipline. You build trust because you keep the promise you made to yourself. That promise layers day by day into a foundation you can rely on. You become someone who shows up, not just physically, but mentally. And because of that, everything you think, say, and do gains strength. Movement also trains your mind to focus on the process, not just the outcome. Pushing through the last rep, breathing through a long stretch, pacing your walk, you train attention. You learn to stay with discomfort, to observe, to breathe, to keep going. In everyday tasks, writing, speaking, leading, you tap into that focus. You stay calm when stress hits. You think clearly in the midst of complexity. You speak with steadiness when others are panicking. That mental resilience is built when your body knows what to do under pressure. Movement can also be a form of meditation, a time when your thoughts slow down, your senses sharpen, and you reconnect with presence. Walking in silence, stretching, while focusing on your breath, moving with intention. These simple acts train your mind to come back to now. That presence you build during movement carries into your conversations, your focus, your decisions. Your voice gains clarity because your mind is clear. Your interactions become richer because you are attentive. Your energy becomes magnetic because you inhabit your body fully. Energy is not a resource, it's a skill. If you train your body daily, you expand your available energy. You build a margin. You gain flexibility to take on more, to stay calm under pressure, and to stay consistent when life gets busy. If you don't move, fatigue becomes permanent. You degrade slowly. Your ability to think, to focus, to resist temptation, and to lead weakens. Movement daily is the simplest investment that multiplies across life. It stretches your capacity for work and your capacity for quiet. It prepares you to be your best when nothing else has changed. Because movement enhances your mental state, it becomes a cornerstone of speaking like the 1% elite. Your voice carries weight when your breathing is full, your posture is upright, and your blood is flowing. Your words come from a place of vitality. You listen from a place of presence. You respond from a place of calm. That shift affects every interaction, from private moments to public stages. People pay attention to presence, and presence is built with habits like moving daily. To build this habit, anchor it to something you already do. After you wake up, move. After you finish work, move. Link it to a meal, a time, or a trigger. Make it repeatable and unavoidable. Even 10 minutes counts if it's consistent. Don't wait for motivation. Choose discipline. Choose consistency. Because discipline builds pleasure over time. Keep it simple. Keep it honest. The energy you build daily compounds into clarity, health, confidence, and character. As you start this practice, you'll notice shifts within days. Mental fog will clear. Energy will rise. Focus will sharpen. You'll start flowing rather than dragging through tasks. Your mood stabilizes. Your sleep improves. Your mind adapts faster. That's not coincidence. It's biology responding to the habit you built. You don't need a performance coach to feel alive. You need a body in motion every day. And you need to respect that movement as a daily discipline. Allow the process to teach you about your limits and your edge. Push when you can. Rest when needed, but never skip. When resistance comes, acknowledge it. Speak through it. Move anyway. That's how resilience is built. That's how character grows. That's how you train your mind to respond with courage. When you move in the middle of stress, your mind learns that you don't collapse. You adapt. You adapt. You endure. You rise. Moving your body daily is a promise to your future self. It tells the world you intend to stay strong, have vitality, and think clearly as you age. It protects your voice, your posture, your health, your ability to live fully on your terms. It helps you stay engaged in your relationships, in your work, and in your mission. You don't outgrow the need for energy. You just discover how powerful it feels to move, breathe, sweat, and build strength every single day.
Let this habit become a part of your identity. You don't just move, you renew. You don't just train, you awake. You don't just stretch, you align your body with your purpose. Movement daily is not a task, it's a statement. It's a refusal to settle, a commitment to vitality, and an anchor for every other habit you build. It roots you in your body, so you can live fully in your potential. When you look back months from now, you'll see proof. You'll feel stronger, more alert, more present. Your mood will be more stable, your thinking clearer, your words more confident. You'll know that energy doesn't come from caffeine or willpower. It comes from movement. Daily movement becomes your wellspring of power, the source from which resilience, clarity, and presence flow. And once you have that, nothing else feels out of reach.
Chapter 7. Reflect on your actions to learn fast. Every evening when you pause and look back on your day, you're weaving a thread of learning that runs through every moment. Reflection isn't about dwelling on mistakes or replaying failures. It's about understanding what worked, what didn't, and why. It's not self-criticism, it's curiosity. It's the key that unlocks rapid growth, clarity, and mastery. Without reflection, experience becomes noise. With it, every hour lives twice, once in action, once in insight, and the second life yields transformation. Start by embracing the end of the day as a moment of power. Instead of rushing to switch off, remain present with what just happened. Set aside 5 to 10 minutes in a quiet space, free of distractions. It doesn't require notebooks, guides, or complex tools, just your mind and a willingness to be honest. Ask yourself simple questions. What did I do today? How did I handle my challenges? Where did I succeed? Where did I fall short? What's one thing I can apply tomorrow from today's experience? These questions create a feedback loop that strengthens your awareness and speeds up your learning process. One of the strongest benefits of reflection is that it builds self-awareness. Human beings are not fully conscious of what truly happened in their day or how their choices shaped the outcome. Reflection brings clarity. You begin to see patterns in your decisions, behaviors, and habits. You discern where your energy was focused and where it leaked away. You uncover assumptions, emotional triggers, and blind spots. With this clarity, choices that once felt random become intentional, and opportunities for improvement become visible. Reflection also builds decision-making muscle. Each time you analyze a decision you made, you're essentially running a mini-experiment. You notice the variables at play, the context, your internal state, and the result. Over time, this practice helps you recognize patterns in your behavior and accelerates your ability to make good decisions in the future. You start instinctively choosing what aligns with who you want to become. You catch yourself before slipping into habits that no longer serve you. Accountability grows naturally through consistent reflection. It's easy to claim you worked hard. It's harder to look back and admit you procrastinated because you don't feel like it. Recording your actions against your intentions builds integrity. You see discrepancies between what you aim to do and what actually happened. Facing those gaps is difficult, but it builds self-respect. When you honor your own edge of honesty, you become the kind of person you can trust, and that trust is your internal power source. Reflection also preserves momentum. In a world obsessed with action, pausing might feel counterintuitive, but slowing down after activity allows you to extract value. It prevents repeating the same mistakes. It shows you how small gains compound. It captures insights that are easy to forget in the rush of tomorrow. Without that pause, potential gets lost. Ideas fade, lessons slip away. Reflection transforms busy days into fertile ground for growth. To make reflection work, be specific. Don't settle for vague statements, like "I did okay." Ask, what choices shaped the outcome? What internal states influenced my actions? What conversations stayed with me? What behavior fed clarity or created confusion? Observe cause and effect. Dig a level deeper. That's where the gold lies. For example, if you felt stressed before a meeting, notice why. Was it uncertainty, unpreparedness, fear? Once you name it, you can address it with intention later. One practical way to build reflection is to use a 3-part template. Situation, reaction, lesson. Briefly describe a situation that stood out. Note your reaction, what you thought, felt, or did. Then extract one lesson. It's quick, clear, and effective. Repeating this nightly builds momentum. Over time, you accumulate not just memories, but insights. You become a detective of your own life, collecting data and crafting wisdom. Reflection also strengthens emotional intelligence. When you register how you felt and why, you become more sensitive to your inner world. You learn which environments energize you. You become aware of stress signals. You understand how moods shape decisions. That awareness gives you the power to manage your mind, not be controlled by it. Emotional intelligence is not about feelings disappearing, it's about knowing them and choosing how to respond. Importantly, reflection isn't about perfection, it's about growth. You won't wake up one morning magically flawless. You'll wake up one day wiser than you were yesterday, because you learned from yesterday. With reflective practice, mistakes transform into stepping stones. Oversights become insights. Frustration becomes fuel. That shift changes your journey from trial and error to deliberate progress. Consistency is essential. A single night of reflection doesn't create growth. A year of reflection does. Over weeks, you build a wealth of understanding about your behaviors, habits, and triggers. Patterns emerge. You see what times of day you do your best work. You learn which tasks consistently sap your energy. You notice your own blind spots. You collect evidence that directs your transformation. Without this, growth is guesswork. With it, growth is intentional. False reflection is easy. Empty journal entries, autopilot check-ins, generic self-talk. Avoid that. Stay curious. Challenge your assumptions. Seek root causes. Ask what can be done differently. Honesty is a muscle. Build it steadily. As your honesty grows, so does your ability to learn from anything. Reflection also builds mental resilience. When challenges come, you're better prepared because you've mentally processed past difficulties. Your mind becomes a library of strategies, courage, and composure. You don't crumble under pressure because you've practiced handling pressure intellectually first. You develop a mental edge. You see obstacles not as threats, but as material to learn from. That edge carries forward. Each reflection is a pact with yourself. It says, I will learn, I will grow, I will keep going. You no longer slip into autopilot. You no longer repeat the same failures. You begin living in a dynamic loop of action, insight, adjustment, and action again. That loop becomes your rhythm. It raises your standard of living. It speeds up your development. To deepen reflection, occasionally expand your viewpoint. Ask yourself, if I spoke to a mentor, what would they notice? If I looked back 6 months from now, what moment might come to define today? You start viewing your life from multiple angles. That perspective shift creates distance from your biases and opens new insights. You start seeing not just what happened, but why it mattered in the bigger picture. Reflection also builds humility. None of us see the full story in the moment. Looking back teaches us our limitations, our pride, our blind spots. This humility doesn't weaken us. It grounds us. It keeps us curious. It keeps us willing to learn. It keeps our mental posture flexible rather than brittle. Reflection becomes practice when you share lessons with someone who also wants to grow. Talking through what you learned doubles the impact. It clarifies your thinking. It reinforces the lesson. It invites new insight. It connects you with a peer
who holds you to a higher standard. That shared commitment creates community, increases accountability, and accelerates growth. Make reflection a privilege, not a chore. View it as the time when your experience becomes your teacher. Short-term discomfort, a moment of self-examination, delivers long-term clarity. That gift shapes your daily discipline, your capacity for insight, and your trajectory. Without it, you drift. With it, you propel. If you miss a day or two, don't. Reflection is not perfection, it's persistence. Each night you come back, you reinforce the habit. With time, reflection becomes as natural as yawning. You'll notice the pause inside you at the end of each day. That gentle nudge to capture your insight and lock in your learning. Reflection transforms your life. It turns ordinary days into stepping stones. It builds you not only harder and smarter, but wiser and calmer. It equips you to meet each moment with presence, perspective, and purpose. It turns experience into evolution, and it gives you the power to become the person you set out to be. When you reflect nightly, you stop living by habit and start living by insight. Your life begins to feel rich because you're extracting its lessons. You stop wandering, spinning, reacting. You start growing, becoming, shaping. Reflection is the tool that speeds up evolution and deepens life. Use it, embrace it, and watch how fast you learn.
Chapter 8. Say no more often to protect your time. Most people treat their time like an unlimited resource, agreeing to requests, meetings, favors, and distractions without considering the cost. Every yes carries a price. It steals minutes, energy, attention, and focus from the things that matter most. When you begin to say no more often, you reclaim control over your life. You create space for meaningful work, deeper relationships, rest and growth. Saying no isn't rude, it's essential. It's the foundation of self-respect and purposeful living. When you protect your time, you protect your potential. You don't build excellence by being available to everyone. You build excellence by being available to what builds excellence. Saying no is not about shutting the world out, it's about choosing what gets in. When you learn to decline invitations, requests, and distractions that don't align with your priorities, you create room for the things that do. You become clear about your mission. You avoid distractions that drain your focus. You preserve the energy needed to perform at a high level. Saying no is the simplest way to say yes to yourself and your own growth. Most people struggle to say no because they think they need to please others. They fear conflict, rejection, or judgment. They feel guilty. They worry about being perceived as selfish. But real leadership isn't about pleasing others. It's about stewarding resources. Time is non-renewable. Each hour gone is gone forever. By safeguarding your time, you protect your ability to contribute, create, and live with purpose. Saying no is an act of care, not just for yourself, but for those who depend on your best. They deserve you at your best, not at your most depleted. Saying no doesn't require harshness. You don't have to explain or justify. A respectful no is enough. You can say, "I appreciate you thinking of me, but I can't commit." That statement honors both sides. It sets a boundary without causing hurt. It shows that you value your time and theirs. You don't need long excuses or emotional drama. You just need clarity and honesty. That clarity builds respect from yourself and from the people around you. Declining requests takes practice. The first times may feel uncomfortable. Your mind might spiral into guilt, but discomfort doesn't mean you're wrong. It means you're stretching. Every time you say no, you train yourself to stand firm in your priorities. You reinforce your inner alignment. You demonstrate to yourself that your time matters. That commitment begins to ripple. You become someone who lives by design, not default. You shape your day instead of letting it shape you. Every time you say yes without intention, you add friction to your day. You build internal tension because part of you knows that time is being taken away from something important. That tension builds until you finally feel burned out or unfulfilled. When you learn to say no, you prevent that tension. You prevent overwhelm. You prevent regret. You create the mental and emotional space to serve, create, learn and love with presence. You create capacity for the people and projects that deserve your full attention. Start by noticing where your time is going. Track how you spend your days for a week. Be honest, where are your hours vanishing? Meetings, social media, errands, favors. Recognize what aligns with your priorities and what doesn't. Once you see the leaks, you can address them. That visibility alone shifts how you approach your schedule. You become more conscious, and conscious people make conscious choices. Asking yourself a simple question before saying yes can change everything. Does this move me toward my goals? If the answer is no, don't hesitate. Protect your time. If the answer is yes, then commit fully. That simple filter removes noise. It clarifies priorities. It strengthens alignment. Each intentional yes builds momentum. Each intentional no preserves it. You'll have to turn down invitations from friends, additional work requests, random social engagements. People might feel disappointed. That's okay. Disappointment is not a reason to sacrifice your path. True friendships understand boundaries. Respect moves both ways. And when you guard your time, you guard your ability to show up for the people and activities that matter with full energy and intention. As you develop this habit, you'll discover a new kind of freedom. You're no longer at the mercy of other people's agendas. You don't scramble to fill every gap in your schedule. You design your life around structure and purpose. You become proactive instead of reactive. You build life confidence because you're living intention. You fuel your performance by fully owning your days. Saying no also helps you maintain quality in your work and relationships. When your schedule is overloaded, everything becomes shallow. Your work gets rushed. Conversations become distracted. Rest becomes superficial. But when you limit commitments, you allocate more energy to what remains. You show up with depth, care, presence, excellence. You stop treating your relationships as checkboxes and start caring deeply. That depth creates real connection, trust, and fulfillment. Protecting your time also guards your rest and recovery. Productivity isn't a non-stop sprint. It's a cycle of effort and renewal. Without space for rest, your performance degrades. Your decisions become poor. Your health declines. Saying no protects rest. It's the most powerful way to prevent burnout. It ensures that when you work, you're effective. When you rest, you recover. You live with sustainable strength. You won't always get it right. You'll sometimes say yes out of guilt or habit, but each time, it's a reminder. Next time you have a chance to say no, you have more clarity. Reflection builds strength. Notice when you slipped. Reflect on why. Learn. Next time you won't hesitate. Your no muscle grows stronger with each use. Your yes becomes more sacred. Saying no is a gift to yourself and to those who value your best contribution. It allows you to show up fully present. It allows your work to shine. It allows your relationships to deepen. It allows you to rest deeply. It allows you to live fully on your terms, aligned with your values, clear in your purpose. There will be pressure. There will be expectations. There will be moments when you question yourself. That's when self-respect matters. That's when you remember your time is finite.
Your attention is precious. Your energy is sacred. You owe it to yourself to guard them. And by doing so, you honor the people and possibilities that matter most. This habit is not about saying no to people, it's about saying yes to your life. And you only have one. When you learn to say no more often, you begin living with clarity, strength, and integrity. Each decision becomes a vote for the person you want to become, and the life you want to build. That is freedom, that is leadership, that is adult maturity. That is presence, that is the foundation for everything that truly matters. Start today by identifying one activity or request that doesn't align. Say no. Notice how it feels to protect your time. Notice how your energy shifts. Then do it again, and again, and again, until protecting your time becomes automatic, until your attention is sacred, until your yes is rare and powerful, until your life unfolds by design, not default. That clarity you build will shape your days. That strength you foster will support your dream. That habit of saying no will transform your life from chaotic and reactive to focused and empowered. And when your time is protected, everything you do carries deeper meaning, energy, and impact.
Chapter 9. Take cold showers to build mental toughness. Stepping into a cold shower may sound simple, but the effect it has on your mind and spirit is profound. Taking cold showers regularly is more than just a health practice. It's a mental exercise that sharpens resilience, enhances discipline, and builds fortitude against discomfort. The initial shock of cold water stirs resistance, but with practice, it becomes a gateway to mastering your mind over your impulses. Each moment you withstand the cold, you reinforce the truth that you control your response to challenges, not the other way around. When cold water hits your skin, your body reacts instinctively with a gasp, rapid heartbeat, and tightening muscles. This is a moment of truth. The natural urge is to turn away, to seek warmth and comfort, but choosing to stay under the cold stream trains you to tolerate discomfort and face adversity without avoidance. This practice rewires your brain to be less reactive to stresses outside the shower. It teaches you to approach difficult moments in life with calm steadiness and resolve. The power of cold showers lies in their immediacy and regularity. Unlike other forms of mental training, this habit requires a direct confrontation with a physical stimulus every day. It removes excuses. You don't need motivation or time. The cold water demands your attention now. This immediacy conditions your mind to operate with discipline and presence. Over time, that discipline seeps into your thoughts, actions, and decisions. You become someone who embraces challenge instead of avoiding it. Cold showers also deepen your awareness of the mind-body connection. Your body experiences discomfort, and your mind has the choice to give in or hold firm. This conscious decision-making strengthens your self-mastery. When you regularly choose discomfort in this small way, you expand your capacity to endure larger difficulties. You grow mentally tougher, more adaptable, and more courageous in facing life's unpredictable moments. Beyond mental toughness, cold showers impact your physical health, which in turn supports mental resilience. The cold water improves circulation by forcing blood to rush to vital organs, increasing oxygen delivery. This can boost energy and alertness, making you more ready to take on your day. The stimulation of the nervous system activates your fight or flight response briefly, then settles you into a calm, focused state. This physiological reset can improve mood, reduce inflammation, and promote better sleep patterns, all of which support sustained mental strength. Starting a cold shower routine requires willingness to face discomfort regularly. The first step is to simply turn the tap colder than usual at the end of your warm shower. Even 15 to 30 seconds under cold water is enough to begin training your mind. You might feel a strong urge to jump out, but that urge is temporary. The key is to breathe deeply and focus on controlling your mind's reaction. With each passing second, the shock dulls and your sense of control grows. Consistency is the key to transformation. Taking cold showers sporadically offers little benefit. It is the daily practice that rewires your nervous system and mental patterns. As days turn into weeks, the initial shock diminishes and your tolerance rises. Soon you might extend the cold phase to a full minute or longer. The habit becomes less about enduring pain and more about embracing a moment of clarity, strength, and renewal. Cold showers are a metaphor brought to life. They are a daily reminder that discomfort is temporary and manageable. They teach that your mindset determines your experience of pain or challenge. Choosing to face cold water instead of avoiding it is a small victory over fear and weakness. This victory builds momentum that carries into other areas of life, from difficult conversations to physical challenges to emotional setbacks. This practice also teaches patience and presence. Under cold water, rushing or resisting only heightens discomfort. Instead, focusing on steady breathing and acceptance brings calm. This mental focus on the present moment transfers to other situations where staying present reduces anxiety and improves decision-making. You learn that struggling against discomfort wastes energy. Acceptance and focus conserve. Cold showers cultivate humility and gratitude as well. The initial shock humbles your ego, reminding you that you are not always in control. Yet, your ability to endure also brings gratitude for the strength you possess and the simple blessings of health and vitality. This balance between humility and confidence is a cornerstone of mental toughness. You neither overestimate your power nor underestimate the challenge. You meet both with honesty. Integrating cold showers with other daily habits amplifies their effect. For example, coupling cold exposure with morning meditation or focused breathing strengthens mental clarity and resilience. Using cold showers as a reset after stressful moments retrains your brain to recover quickly and effectively. Over time, these combined practices form a powerful toolkit for emotional regulation, stress management, and personal growth. There will be days when stepping into cold water feels impossible. Resistance and excuses will arise. Those days are the most important. They test your commitment and reveal your true level of discipline. Showing up on difficult days makes the habit unbreakable. It builds confidence that you can endure hardship no matter how intense. This unshakable self-trust is the essence of mental toughness. The benefits of cold showers extend beyond the individual. Mental toughness developed through this habit enhances leadership and influence. People who master themselves inspire trust and respect. They navigate challenges with calm confidence. They don't crumble under pressure or avoid hard decisions. Instead, they stand firm and lead by example. The simple act of enduring cold water daily ripples outward into stronger relationships and greater impact. As your mind grows tougher, you'll notice a shift in your perception of obstacles. What once seemed overwhelming becomes manageable. You respond to difficulty with curiosity instead of fear. You discover reserves of strength you didn't know existed. This shift changes your life narrative from one of victimhood to one of mastery. You become an active agent, shaping your destiny rather than a passive reactor to circumstances. It is important to approach cold showers with respect for your body's limits. If you have health conditions or sensitivity, consult a medical professional before beginning. Start slowly and increase exposure as you build tolerance. Use cold showers as a challenge, not punishment. The goal is growth and strength, not harm or discomfort for its own sake. With mindful practice, cold showers become a sustainable habit that supports lifelong resilience. In summary, taking cold showers is a powerful daily ritual that builds mental toughness through deliberate exposure to discomfort. It teaches self-control, presence, and patience,
while improving physical health and energy. This habit strengthens your mind's capacity to face adversity calmly and confidently. It cultivates humility and gratitude, anchors you in the present, and creates momentum for personal growth. Committing to cold showers is committing to yourself, your strength, your discipline, your ability to thrive no matter the challenge. Building mental toughness through cold showers requires courage to start, consistency to maintain, and patience to progress. It demands willingness to face the discomfort head-on, and a mindset focused on growth. Each day spent under cold water is a victory that echoes into every area of your life. This simple act becomes a profound teacher, guiding you toward greater resilience, clarity, and self-mastery. The cold water is not just a test of endurance, it is a path to power, presence, and peace within. In the daily practice of cold showers, you find a metaphor for life itself. Life will bring shocks and challenges that you cannot avoid. The question is how you respond. Will you resist and suffer, or will you accept and grow? Choosing to embrace cold showers is choosing to face life with courage and discipline. It is a declaration that discomfort will not dictate your limit. It is the foundation for becoming someone who stands tall, calm, and unshaken in the face of adversity. This is the essence of mental toughness and the secret to lasting success.
Chapter 10. Start difficult tasks early to build discipline. Every day contains moments of resistance that define who you are. Among the quietest yet most decisive of those moments is the moment before you begin something difficult. Starting a challenging task early before distractions, doubts, or fatigue can take hold is one of the strongest acts of discipline you can practice. It's not dramatic or flashy, but it shapes your character. It trains your mind to overcome hesitation, your will to rise to challenges, and your identity to align with boldness rather than avoidance. In those early hours, before the day begins pulling you in a dozen directions, you plant the seed of progress and strength. Each time you stake your claim on the tough work ahead, you are building a reputation within yourself that you are someone who acts first, cares more, and won't settle for comfort. Choosing to start difficult work early sets the tone for your entire day. It replaces pressure with calm authority. When you tackle your hardest work before the sun is fully up or before social noise begins, you avoid competition for your attention. Your mind is fresh, your will is rested, and the world hasn't begun to demand your energy yet. In that space you have clarity. You can focus deeply enough to make real breakthroughs instead of settling for busy work. This habit trains your brain to see that your time and energy are under your control. You launch your day from a place of strength, not reaction, and that shift ripples through every action you take afterward. When you begin with the hard thing before everything else, your self-talk changes. You start your day with conviction rather than caution. You no longer ask, "Am I ready?" You act because you must. You invest belief in your capability. You treat your promise to yourself as unconditional. This shift reframes your identity. You stop believing that discipline is limited to only special days. You start understanding that discipline is a moment-by-moment choice. The more often you make that choice first, the less daunting it becomes. It becomes proof that you are stronger than resistance and more committed than hesitation. Starting early also rewires how your brain perceives difficulty. When you postpone a challenge until later in the day, your brain marks it as something to dread. Each passing hour revives resistance. Anxiety accumulates. By contrast, when you start it early, you discover that it's not as hard as you feared. You find solutions faster when your mind is clear. You gain momentum at a time when no one else is working on it. And once you cross the threshold of starting, the rest of the work becomes not easy, but doable. That realization builds confidence far beyond a single project. It teaches a simple, powerful truth. Beginning is often the biggest obstacle, and once overcome, inertia becomes your ally. This habit also accelerates your learning. Early starts place you ahead in the battle between you and complexity. You get more time to think, iterate, and correct errors, while you still have mental stamina. When you start later, fatigue dulls your creativity and slows learning. Early work sharpens insight. You notice patterns, refine your approach, and gain influence over outcomes much faster. That speed builds competence, and competence builds clarity, further fueling the habit. To build this habit, choose one difficult task each day, something that moves you toward your long-term goal but threatens your comfort. Write it as a non-negotiable commitment to yourself. Add it to your morning plan with clarity and purpose. Prepare the night before, gather resources, clear your workspace, remove distractions. When the alarm rings, get up and begin immediately. Don't negotiate with your comfort. Don't wait for inspiration. Act because you respect the person you are becoming. Each action reinforces the habit and strengthens your mind. Consistency is essential. You may miss days, feel lazy, or think you'll do it tomorrow. That's part of the process. But discipline becomes stronger when you show up despite the discomfort. Each early start creates another layer of self-respect. Each missed morning highlights the gap you don't want to tolerate. That tension itself becomes fuel. You begin to crave the calm authority that comes from owning your morning. You build pride in your consistency. Starting early also impacts your energy management. When you work on difficult tasks first, you use your energy on what matters most. You avoid using mental strength on busy noise first, saving it for what actually moves you forward. That acts like a force multiplier throughout your day. You complete the hard stuff. You avoid decision fatigue. You proceed with clarity instead of scrambling. That honor for your mental focus multiplies results across work, relationships, and rest. This habit changes more than your output. It changes how you see yourself. You move from feeling reactive, pulled by emails, tasks, whims, to feeling proactive, guided by intention and aligned priorities. You no longer chase tasks, you shape your time. You speak with presence, act with purpose, and drive your days meaningfully. People notice this. They perceive calm leadership, even if you're just talking to yourself. Your internal discipline becomes an external presence. Another key is reviewing your progress. At the end of each day, ask, did I start the difficult task early? What allowed me to succeed or tempted me to postpone? Reflect on how your morning began, not to judge yourself, but to learn. Strengthen the environment, remove excuses, reinforce triggers. Maybe set an earlier alarm, prepare your setup, or pair the habit with a reward. Build the habit incrementally. Growth happens when desire meets structure, consistently over time. Over weeks and months, this habit reshapes your workflow. You begin finishing hard tasks before late afternoon, because that's what you've trained yourself to do. You rise early naturally. You crave clarity, not chaos. Your productivity ceases being tied to motivation and becomes anchored in discipline. When challenges come later in life, be it difficult conversations, physical stress, or complex projects, this muscle will be strong. You'll weather them with clarity, not collapse. Building early start discipline also fosters integrity. Each morning you follow through reinforces your word to yourself. You stop letting promises evaporate in the comfort of excuses. That integrity enhances your confidence, your clarity, and your engagement.
You not only become someone who does hard things, you become someone who trusts yourself. And trusting yourself is the foundation of inner strength. This habit also enhances your rest. When difficult tasks are done early, evenings become reserved. You stop carrying mental weight into personal time. You sleep calmer, you wake clearer, you no longer fall into burnout because the pressure of looming tasks is gone. That freedom is part of the reward. It's not just what you achieve, it's how you feel when you rest, knowing the important work is already done. Those who operate at elite levels confirm this through action. They begin with hardest priorities, not easiest. They understand that meaningful progress requires both energy and time. They honor both by starting before others. They build a pattern that stays even when life gets unpredictable. That consistency and discipline yields not just results, it yields presence, trust, and the foundation for lasting impact. As you commit to this practice, challenges will arise. You may feel tired, discouraged, or unsure. That's a signal to lean into the habit harder. When your mind resists, act anyway. When exhaustion beckons, act anyway. When excuses whisper, act anyway. Each time you act through resistance, you grow your capacity. You raise your baseline for what you can endure and still rise. Soon you will find yourself in a rhythm. Difficult tasks will no longer seem insurmountable. They'll feel like natural parts of your morning. You'll carry that strength throughout your day. People will trust you to take on hard things. You'll trust yourself. You'll see your mornings as the proving ground of your identity, and you'll live the rest of your days from that place of built discipline. That is power. That is mastery. And it starts simply by starting early.
Chapter 11. Celebrate small wins to build daily momentum. Each small win carries a power that often goes unnoticed. In the journey of growth, success is not only shaped by grand achievements, but by the countless moments of progress that quietly accumulate. Celebrating small wins is a habit that fuels momentum, boosts confidence, and ignites the motivation needed to push through challenges. These moments of acknowledgement provide a foundation on which you can build greater achievements, and when practiced daily, they create a rhythm of progress that feels both natural and unstoppable. Understanding the importance of small wins requires shifting your focus from distant outcomes to immediate actions. Big goals can be overwhelming, making it easy to lose sight of the progress already made. When you celebrate the small steps, you recognize your effort and commitment, which reinforces positive behavior. This creates a feedback loop where success breeds more success. By highlighting each step forward, no matter how minor it seems, you rewire your brain to value progress over perfection and effort over results. The process of celebrating small wins also strengthens your sense of self-efficacy, which is the belief in your ability to accomplish tasks. When you notice and celebrate each achievement, your mind starts to view challenges as solvable rather than insurmountable. This shift builds resilience and cultivates a mindset that welcomes effort and learning instead of fearing failure. Over time, this mindset becomes a powerful driver of sustained growth because it keeps you engaged and persistent, even in the face of obstacles. One practical way to implement this habit is to set clear, achievable micro goals throughout your day. These goals should be specific and measurable so that success is easy to recognize. Completing these smaller tasks provides natural moments for celebration. For example, finishing a report, responding to important emails, or sticking to your workout routine are all worthy of acknowledgement. After completing a micro goal, take a moment to pause, acknowledge your accomplishment, and appreciate the progress you made. This pause strengthens your motivation and creates a sense of reward that your brain craves. Celebrating small wins also fosters gratitude, which is another powerful tool for building momentum. When you consciously recognize your efforts, you cultivate appreciation for the work you are doing. This positive emotional state makes it easier to stay focused and energized. Gratitude for progress, no matter how small, keeps your mindset anchored in growth and abundance instead of scarcity and frustration. It is a simple but profound way to reinforce your commitment to yourself and your goals. Another important aspect is to personalize your celebration. The form of celebration doesn't have to be extravagant. It could be as simple as jotting down your win in a journal, sharing your progress with a friend, or allowing yourself a small treat. The key is to create rituals that resonate with you and make the experience meaningful. This personal connection to your victories makes them more memorable and reinforces the habit of recognizing your progress. It's also essential to be consistent in celebrating small wins. This means integrating the practice into your daily routine, making it automatic rather than occasional. Consider setting reminders or creating a checklist to track your accomplishments. At the end of each day, review what you have achieved and take time to honor those moments. Consistency in celebration keeps the momentum going and prevents you from slipping into negative patterns of self-criticism or neglect. The habit of celebrating small wins can transform how you perceive setbacks as well. When you consistently recognize progress, even during difficult times, you build a reservoir of positivity that can buffer the impact of failures. Instead of letting mistakes derail your motivation, you can remind yourself of the progress already made. This perspective makes it easier to recover quickly, maintain momentum, and continue moving forward with confidence. Moreover, celebrating small wins enhances your overall productivity. When you see tangible progress regularly, it creates a sense of achievement that propels you to work more efficiently. You begin to associate effort with positive outcomes, which reduces procrastination and increases focus. This positive reinforcement loop allows you to tackle bigger challenges with greater ease because your confidence and motivation have been steadily built through daily victories. Recognizing small wins also improves your emotional well-being. It shifts your focus from stress and pressure to accomplishment and joy. This emotional boost helps combat burnout, which is often caused by prolonged focus on challenges without acknowledgement of progress. By celebrating achievements, you create emotional balance that sustains long-term effort. You become more resilient, not only in your work, but also in your personal life. Building momentum through small wins also strengthens your ability to set and achieve long-term goals. Each small victory acts as a building block that supports larger ambition. Over time, these accumulated wins form a powerful foundation of confidence and competence. You learn to trust the process and develop patience, knowing that meaningful change happens one step at a time. This trust is crucial because it prevents discouragement and keeps your eyes on the bigger picture. Another practical method is to share your small wins with others. Verbalizing your progress can increase accountability and deepen your sense of accomplishment. Whether through conversations with mentors, peers, or supportive friends, sharing victories invites encouragement and external validation. This social reinforcement enriches your motivation and reminds you that your efforts are seen and appreciated. It's also helpful to frame small wins in the context of your values and purpose. When your daily progress aligns with what truly matters to you, each achievement carries deeper significance. This alignment adds fuel to your momentum because you're not just working toward arbitrary goals, you're moving closer to living a life that reflects your authentic self. Celebrating wins in this context reinforces your connection to your purpose, making it easier to stay committed. To avoid losing momentum, it is important not to delay celebrating your achievements. Instant recognition allows you to savor the success and cement it in your mind. Waiting too long to acknowledge progress can diminish its impact and reduce motivation. Build a habit of immediate celebration so that every accomplishment, no matter how small, is rewarded promptly. Celebrating small wins also encourages experimentation and creativity. When you value progress, you become more willing to try new approaches and learn from experience. You stop fearing failure because each attempt, even imperfect, is a step forward.
This openness fuels innovation and personal growth, helping you adapt and thrive in changing circumstances. Maintaining a balanced perspective on your progress is crucial. While celebrating wins, remain humble and grounded. Avoid complacency or overconfidence. Use each small victory as a reminder that growth is ongoing and that every success invites new challenges. This balance keeps you motivated without losing sight of continuous improvement. As you cultivate this habit, you will notice a shift in your energy and outlook. Days will feel more productive and fulfilling. Challenges will seem less intimidating because you have built a foundation of progress to rely on. Your mindset will become oriented toward action and possibility, fueled by the momentum created through daily celebrations. Ultimately, celebrating small wins is about honoring the journey, not just the destination. It is about recognizing that greatness is built from consistent effort, day after day. By valuing your progress, you create a powerful source of motivation that carries you through setbacks and fuels your pursuit of excellence. This habit transforms how you experience growth and shapes you into someone who moves confidently toward their highest potential. Embrace this practice with patience and dedication. Allow each small win to be a spark that lights your path forward. With each celebration, you build momentum that propels you closer to your dreams. This momentum becomes your most reliable companion on the journey of self-improvement. It is proof that steady progress, no matter the size, leads to extraordinary results. Keep celebrating, keep moving, and watch as your life transforms one small win at a time.
Chapter 12. Visualize your future daily to stay driven. Visualizing your future daily is a powerful tool that can keep you focused, motivated, and deeply connected to your purpose. When you take the time to clearly imagine the life you want, your mind begins to align your actions with that vision. This practice shapes your mindset and drives you toward consistent progress. It creates a vivid roadmap in your mind, giving you clarity about where you want to go and why each step you take matters. Through daily visualization, you cultivate a sense of certainty and belief that the future you desire is not only possible but inevitable, as long as you stay committed. The process of visualization is much more than simply daydreaming or wishful thinking. It is a deliberate and disciplined exercise that requires intention and focus. When you visualize, you engage your imagination to create detailed mental images of your goals, as if they are already accomplished. This sharpens your focus and fuels your motivation by making your ambitions feel real and within reach. The brain cannot easily distinguish between vivid imagined experiences and reality, so visualization activates the same neural pathways as actual performance. This mental rehearsal prepares you emotionally and psychologically for success, helping to build confidence and reduce fear. One of the first steps in effective visualization is to be clear about what you want. Vagueness weakens the power of your mental images, so take time to define your goals with precision. Imagine not only the end result, but also the specific circumstances surrounding it. Picture the environment, the people involved, the sounds, and even the emotions you will feel. The more sensory detail you include, the stronger the impression on your subconscious mind. This clarity makes your vision compelling and energizes you to take action every day. Visualizing your future daily also strengthens your emotional connection to your goals. Emotions are the fuel that drives consistent effort. When you vividly imagine success, you evoke feelings of joy, pride, and fulfillment. These emotions act as powerful motivators that can push you through difficult moments. Connecting emotionally with your vision creates an internal reward system that makes working toward your goals feel natural and deeply satisfying. This emotional anchor sustains your commitment even when external circumstances become challenging. Incorporating visualization into your daily routine requires discipline. Set aside a few minutes each day, ideally in the morning or before bed, to focus solely on this practice. Find a quiet space where you can relax and eliminate distractions. Close your eyes and breathe deeply as you bring your vision to life in your mind. Allow yourself to experience the sights, sounds, and feelings as fully as possible. Repetition strengthens the neural pathways associated with your vision, making your goals feel more tangible and achievable with each session. Beyond imagining the final outcome, use visualization to mentally rehearse the process of achieving your goal. Picture yourself overcoming obstacles, making wise decisions, and taking persistent action. Visualize the discipline and effort required, and see yourself thriving through these challenges. This builds resilience and prepares you to face setbacks with confidence. When your mind has already experienced success in detail, your real-life actions become more focused and effective. Daily visualization also helps to align your subconscious mind with your conscious intentions. Often hidden beliefs or doubts can sabotage your efforts without you realizing it. By consistently focusing on positive and empowering images, you replace limiting thoughts with empowering ones. Your subconscious begins to support your ambitions instead of holding you back. This alignment creates inner harmony, reducing resistance and increasing your ability to attract opportunities and resources needed for success. To maximize the benefits of visualization, combine it with affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that reinforce your goals and beliefs. When you repeat affirmations that support your vision while visualizing, you strengthen your mental programming. For example, if your goal is to become a confident public speaker, visualize yourself delivering a powerful speech and repeat affirmations like "I am calm, confident, and clear." This dual approach deepens your mental and emotional connection to your aspirations. Visualization also serves as a powerful tool for managing stress and anxiety related to future uncertainties. When you imagine a positive future, you create a sense of control and hope. This counters fear and worry, which can paralyze action. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by challenges, you develop a mindset focused on solutions and possibilities. This mental clarity improves decision-making and keeps you on a steady path forward. Another practical way to enhance your visualization practice is to create a vision board. A vision board is a physical or digital collage of images, words, and symbols representing your goals and dreams. Having a visual reminder in your environment keeps your aspirations front and center throughout the day. It reinforces your mental images and serves as a prompt to practice visualization regularly. When you see your vision board, take a moment to visualize your future vividly, reigniting your motivation and sense of purpose. Visualization also encourages creativity and innovation. When you imagine your future in detail, you begin to see new possibilities and strategies for achieving your goals. Your mind becomes more flexible and open to ideas that might not have been obvious before. This creative energy can lead to breakthroughs that accelerate your progress and open doors you didn't expect. Visualization thus not only inspires, but also expands your ability to navigate challenges effectively. Consistent visualization helps you develop patience and perseverance. Big goals often take time and sustained effort to achieve. Daily practice reminds you that success is a journey, not an event. It keeps your focus on long-term growth rather than short-term gratification. This steady commitment reduces frustration and burnout because you are continuously reminded of the value of persistence. You build a mindset that embraces effort as a necessary and rewarding part of growth. As you deepen your visualization habit, you may notice an increase in your self-awareness. Seeing your future clearly allows you to identify gaps between your current reality and your goals. This insight motivates you to make necessary adjustments in your habits, mindset, and strategies. Visualization becomes a tool for self-assessment and continuous improvement. It keeps you honest with yourself and encourages proactive behavior that aligns with your vision. Visualization also cultivates gratitude for the progress you have already made. While focusing on future success, you become aware of the steps you have already taken. This awareness fosters appreciation for your journey and builds confidence that you are capable of achieving more.
Gratitude combined with visualization creates a balanced perspective where ambition and contentment coexist, driving sustainable growth. It is important to avoid common pitfalls that can weaken visualization practice. One is inconsistency. Skipping days or rushing through the exercise reduces its effectiveness. Treat visualization as a non-negotiable commitment to yourself. Another is lack of detail. General or vague images do not create a strong impression on your subconscious. Spend time crafting clear, rich mental pictures. Finally, avoid negative thinking during the process. Focus only on positive, empowering images that support your goal. The benefits of daily visualization extend beyond personal achievement. When you cultivate a positive and driven mindset, you naturally influence those around you. Your confidence and clarity inspire others to pursue their own goal. This ripple effect creates a supportive environment where collective growth is possible. Visualization thus becomes not only a tool for individual success, but a way to uplift your community. Visualization also enhances your ability to handle uncertainty and change. Life is unpredictable, and challenges are inevitable. Having a clear vision anchors you amidst chaos. It gives you a reference point that helps you navigate decisions and adapt to shifting circumstances without losing direction. This stability is essential for maintaining motivation and resilience over time. To integrate visualization deeply into your life, consider journaling about your visions. Writing down your mental images and the feelings they evoke solidifies your connection to your goal. It also provides a record of your evolving dreams and progress. Reviewing your journal entries can reignite motivation and reveal patterns that guide your growth journey. Visualization empowers you to take ownership of your future. It shifts the narrative from passivity to active creation. You become a conscious architect of your life, designing each day with intention and purpose. This mindset is fundamental to becoming part of the 1% elite who consistently shape their destiny rather than react to circumstances. In moments of doubt or low energy, visualization can serve as a mental reset. Returning to your vivid future helps you regain clarity and confidence. It reminds you why the effort is worth it and reconnects you with your inner drive. This mental reset is a valuable resource for sustaining high performance and overcoming obstacles. Ultimately, visualization is a daily investment in yourself and your dreams. It nurtures your mind, strengthens your resolve, and illuminates the path ahead. This practice transforms vague hopes into concrete plans and fuels the persistence needed for long-term success. With each session, you build momentum that carries you forward, making the future you envision an inevitable reality. Commit to this habit with patience and consistency. Trust the process and allow your imagination to guide your actions. The clarity, motivation, and resilience gained from daily visualization will become the foundation of a life marked by purposeful achievement and continual growth. Embrace this practice as a vital part of your journey to speak, think, and live like the 1%.
Chapter 13. Remove distractions daily to protect your focus. Distractions are the silent thieves of progress, quietly eroding our time, energy, and clarity. In a world overflowing with constant notifications, endless content, and competing demands, protecting your focus is no longer a luxury, it is a necessity. The ability to remove distractions daily is one of the most powerful habits you can cultivate if you want to perform at a high level, achieve meaningful goals, and live a life defined by intention rather than reaction. Without safeguarding your focus, even the strongest ambitions can falter, losing momentum as your attention fragments into scattered fragments. The mastery of focus is not about willpower alone. It is about creating an environment, mindset, and daily routines that actively minimize distractions and channel your energy where it matters most. The first step to removing distractions is to understand the nature of distraction itself. Distractions often present themselves as harmless interruptions, a quick glance at your phone, an unexpected email, or a casual conversation. However, each interruption carries a cost that accumulates over time. When your attention shifts, your brain must reorient and rebuild the mental thread of the task at hand, costing valuable cognitive resources. This attention residue diminishes your efficiency and deep work capacity, making it harder to enter a state of flow where your best performance happens. Recognizing this hidden cost is crucial because it reframes distraction not as a minor inconvenience, but as a barrier to excellence. To protect your focus daily, begin by auditing your environment. Your physical space has a direct influence on your mental clarity. Cluttered desks, noisy backgrounds, and visual chaos pull your attention away from priorities. Take deliberate steps to create a workspace that promotes concentration. This might mean clearing your desk of unnecessary items, finding a quiet corner, or using noise-canceling headphones to drown out ambient distraction. A clean and orderly environment signals your brain that it is time for focused effort and minimizes the chances of being pulled away by external stimuli. Digital distractions are perhaps the most insidious. The constant barrage of notifications from social media, emails, messaging apps, and news outlets can fracture your attention countless times a day. Developing daily habits to control digital interruptions is essential. Start by turning off non-essential notifications during focused work periods. Consider scheduling specific times to check email or social platforms rather than reacting immediately to every alert. Apps and browser extensions designed to block distracting sites during work sessions can be powerful allies in maintaining your concentration. By consciously regulating your digital environment, you create boundaries that protect your mental energy and guard against the temptation of constant multitasking. Another key strategy to remove distractions involves time management with clear intention. When your day lacks structure, it becomes easy to drift into distractions. Planning your day with defined blocks dedicated to specific tasks ensures that you allocate focused time to what truly matters. This practice encourages deep work by setting clear expectations for your attention. During these blocks, commit to eliminating interruptions, informing others of your unavailability, and physically removing yourself from tempting distraction. Intentional scheduling transforms your day from a reactive scramble into a series of purposeful efforts aligned with your highest priorities. The habit of single tasking is a cornerstone of maintaining focus. Multitasking, despite its popularity, is a myth that reduces the quality and speed of work. When you try to juggle multiple tasks simultaneously, your brain switches rapidly between them, draining mental resources and increasing error. By focusing on one task at a time, you preserve cognitive energy and allow yourself to enter a state of flow where productivity and creativity peak. Cultivating the discipline to single task requires mindfulness and practice, but delivers exponential returns in efficiency and satisfaction. Building mental resilience to distractions is equally important. Even in the most controlled environments, unexpected interruptions will occur. Developing the ability to quickly regain focus without frustration is a skill that separates those who sustain momentum from those who fall behind. Techniques such as deep breathing, brief pauses to reset, or writing down intrusive thoughts to revisit later can help clear your mind and return your attention to the present task. Strengthening your capacity to bounce back from disruptions ensures that occasional distractions do not derail your overall progress. The practice of deliberate disconnecting is a powerful method to reset your focus regularly. Setting aside periods where you intentionally unplug from digital devices and external demands allows your mind to recharge and regain clarity. This might involve short breaks during the workday, technology-free mornings, or dedicated off-day. Disconnecting prevents cognitive overload, reduces stress, and enhances your ability to engage deeply when you return to work.
Incorporating these intervals into your routine guards against burnout and sustains long-term productivity. Clarity about your goals and priorities acts as a natural filter for distractions. When you are clear on what you want to achieve and why it matters, distractions lose their allure. Your focus sharpens because every decision is measured against the standard of whether it brings you closer to your objectives. This clarity requires regular reflection and alignment. Take time daily or weekly to revisit your goals, assess your progress, and remind yourself of the purpose behind your efforts. Anchored by this clarity, you develop an internal compass that guides your attention and shields you from the noise of irrelevant demand. Communication plays a vital role in managing distractions, especially in collaborative environments. Clearly articulating your availability and boundaries to colleagues, family, and friends helps minimize unexpected interruptions. When people understand when you are focused and when you are open to interaction, they respect your time and energy more consistently. This mutual understanding reduces friction and creates a supportive environment where concentration is valued and protected. Emotional regulation also impacts your ability to maintain focus. Stress, anxiety, and fatigue increase susceptibility to distraction by weakening your mental defenses. Prioritizing your well-being through sufficient sleep, nutrition, movement, and stress management practices creates a foundation for sustained attention. When your body and mind are well cared for, your capacity to resist distractions and engage deeply improves significantly. This holistic approach recognizes that focus is not merely a cognitive skill, but a state of whole-person wellness. Mindfulness meditation is a practical tool to train attention and reduce habitual distraction. Regular practice strengthens your awareness of when your mind drifts and develops your ability to gently bring your focus back without judgment. Over time, mindfulness increases your control over attention, making it easier to stay present during tasks and resist temptations to check your phone or succumb to wandering thoughts. Even a few minutes a day can build this capacity, creating lasting improvements in your concentration. Reviewing your daily use of time can reveal patterns of distraction that are otherwise unnoticed. Keeping a log of when and why your attention breaks helps identify triggers and habits to address. This data-driven approach allows you to implement targeted changes rather than relying on vague intentions. Adjusting your routines based on real observations enhances your ability to protect focus by eliminating or mitigating specific distraction sources. Another effective strategy is to set clear, achievable goals for each focused session. Having a concrete outcome in mind reduces the tendency to drift or procrastinate. When you know exactly what you want to accomplish within a set time frame, your brain naturally hones in on relevant information and actions. Breaking larger projects into smaller, manageable steps makes this approach even more powerful, sustaining motivation and reducing overwhelm. Accountability mechanisms can also support your efforts to remove distractions. Sharing your goals and focus commitments with a trusted friend, mentor, or coach creates external pressure to maintain discipline. Regular check-ins encourage consistency and provide encouragement when distractions threaten to pull you off course. This social support reinforces your internal commitment, increasing the likelihood of sustained focus over time. Experimenting with different focus techniques helps find what works best for your unique rhythm and context. Methods such as the Pomodoro technique, working intensely for 25 minutes, followed by a 5-minute break, can enhance concentration by balancing effort and rest. Some thrive with longer work blocks, while others benefit from more frequent pauses. Tailoring your approach keeps your routine fresh and effective, avoiding burnout and maintaining high energy. Recognizing the value of boredom is an often overlooked but crucial aspect of protecting focus. Constant stimulation from multitasking or digital distractions dulls your ability to concentrate. Allowing yourself moments of quiet or low stimulation strengthens your attention muscle. Embracing boredom rather than escaping it, builds mental toughness and prepares you for deep, sustained work sessions where distractions are minimized. It is essential to accept that perfect focus is an ideal, not a constant state. Moments of distraction will happen, but what matters most is how you respond. Developing patience and compassion for yourself during lapses reduces frustration and prevents negative cycles of self-criticism. Returning gently and firmly to your focus without judgment is the hallmark of true discipline. Removing distractions daily is a practice of self-respect and intentional living. It is a commitment to value your time, energy, and potential above fleeting pleasures or obligations that do not serve your higher purpose. This practice requires ongoing awareness, adjustment, and effort, but pays immense dividends in your ability to achieve goals and create a meaningful life. As your capacity to protect focus grows, you will notice improvements across all areas of life. Tasks that once felt overwhelming become manageable. Creativity flows more freely. Relationships deepen as you bring full presence to interact. Stress diminishes because you operate from a place of control rather than chaos. This transformation stems from the simple yet profound habit of daily distraction removal. Ultimately, mastering your focus is about reclaiming ownership of your mind. In a world designed to fragment your attention, choosing to protect it daily is an act of courage and wisdom. This choice distinguishes those who live intentionally and rise to the top from those who drift through life reacting to external forces. By building this discipline, you step firmly into the realm of the 1% elite, capable of harnessing your full potential and shaping your destiny. Consistency is the bedrock of this practice. Each day you commit to removing distractions, you reinforce a powerful feedback loop. Your brain learns to prioritize meaningful engagement, your habits align with your goals, and your life unfolds with greater clarity and purpose. This momentum becomes self-sustaining, making focus not a struggle but a natural state of being. Take ownership of your attention today. Design your environment, regulate your digital life, plan with intention, and nurture your mind and body. Develop resilience to interruptions, and embrace the quiet power of deep work. In doing so, you unlock a wellspring of productivity and fulfillment that elevates every aspect of your life. Removing distractions daily is not merely a strategy, it is the foundation upon which excellence is built.
Chapter 14. Sleep 8 hours nightly to grow stronger daily. Rest is often underestimated, yet it is the foundation upon which all strength, clarity, and resilience are built. Sleep, particularly a full 8 hours each night, is not a luxury or a passive state. It is an active, vital process that rejuvenates the body and mind. When you commit to consistent, high-quality sleep, you invest in your capacity to perform, learn, and grow every single day. This commitment shapes your physical health, sharpens your mental acuity, stabilizes your emotions, and fuels your overall well-being. Without adequate sleep, progress stalls, focus fades, and motivation wanes. To grow stronger daily, sleep is the non-negotiable cornerstone you must honor. The body's need for rest is wired deep within our biology. Sleep allows for physical repair, hormone regulation, and immune system strengthening. Muscles recover from exertion, tissues regenerate, and cells detoxify in ways impossible during waking hours. Skimping on this essential process creates a cascade of deficits. Fatigue accumulates, energy reserves deplete, and vulnerability to illness increases. The clarity here is simple. No matter how disciplined your habits or ambitious your goals, without sufficient rest, your ability to perform will be compromised. Sleep is the unseen work happening behind the scenes that supports visible achievement. Beyond physical recovery, sleep is crucial for cognitive function. During sleep, the brain consolidates memories, processes information, and clears metabolic waste. This means that learning, creativity, and decision-making hinge on how well you sleep. The moments you spend awake, building skills or acquiring knowledge, are valuable, but the true growth of the mind happens when you sleep. Inadequate sleep dulls attention, slows reaction time, and weakens problem-solving ability. Consistently securing 8 hours enables your brain to function at peak capacity, so you can tackle challenges with sharpness and agility. Emotional regulation is also deeply tied to sleep patterns. When well rested, you are more resilient to stress, better able to manage difficult emotions, and less reactive to setbacks. Sleep deprivation disrupts the balance of neurotransmitters that stabilize mood, increasing susceptibility to anxiety, irritability, and depression. By prioritizing 8 hours of restful sleep, you cultivate emotional strength, allowing you to face daily struggles with calm and composure. This emotional steadiness empowers clearer thinking and better interpersonal interactions, creating a positive ripple effect throughout your life. The quality of sleep matters as much as the quantity. Falling asleep quickly and cycling through deep restorative stages is key to maximizing benefits. Establishing consistent routines that prepare your mind and body for rest supports this quality. Avoiding stimulants like caffeine late in the day, limiting exposure to blue light from screens before bedtime, and creating a dark, cool, and quiet sleeping environment help signal your nervous system that it is time to rest. These rituals enhance sleep depth and duration, ensuring your body moves efficiently through the cycles it needs for full rejuvenation. A regular sleep schedule is an essential part of this equation. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, including weekends, strengthens your circadian rhythm, the internal clock that governs sleep-wake cycles. This natural rhythm influences hormone release, body temperature, and metabolism. Disruptions to this cycle cause grogginess, impaired cognition, and weakened immune function. By honoring a steady schedule, you align with your body's natural timing, improving both sleep quality and daytime alertness. The temptation to sacrifice sleep for work, entertainment, or social life is common, but shortchanging your rest is a false economy. Any extra hour gained at the expense of sleep diminishes your productivity and well-being in the long run. Instead, view sleep as an investment that yields compounded returns. Each night of sufficient rest builds resilience, sharpens focus, and boosts creativity. This cumulative effect compounds daily, fueling sustained growth and performance. Recognizing this reframes sleep from a passive necessity to a strategic priority in your daily routine. Physical activity and diet influence your ability to sleep well. Regular exercise promotes deeper, more restful sleep by reducing stress and balancing hormones. However, intense workouts too close to bedtime may stimulate the body excessively. Nutritional choices like avoiding heavy meals, alcohol, and excessive sugar before sleep support smooth transition into rest. Hydration also plays a role. Being well hydrated aids bodily functions during sleep, but overconsumption before bed can cause frequent awakenings. Fine-tuning these lifestyle elements contributes to the consistency and quality of your nightly rest. Mindset affects sleep profoundly. Worries, stress, and racing thoughts delay sleep onset and disrupt cycles. Developing a calming pre-sleep routine, such as journaling, meditation, or deep breathing, quietly signals your brain to transition to restfulness. Training yourself to let go of the day's worries and focus on relaxation creates a mental sanctuary that welcomes sleep. Over time, this practice strengthens your ability to enter sleep more easily and sleep more soundly, enhancing restorative effects. Sleep impacts metabolism and weight regulation, often in overlooked ways. Lack of sleep disrupts hormones like leptin and ghrelin that regulate hunger and satiety, leading to increased cravings and overeating. Chronic sleep deprivation can therefore contribute to weight gain and metabolic disorders.
Ensuring 8 hours nightly supports balanced appetite regulation and a healthier body composition. This interplay between sleep and metabolic health underscores the broad reach of rest in maintaining strength and vitality. Beyond physical and cognitive benefits, sleep supports your immune system's ability to defend against infections and recover from illness. Adequate sleep promotes the production of infection-fighting cells and antibodies. Conversely, sleep deprivation weakens immune response, increasing susceptibility to colds, flu, and other ailments. Prioritizing sleep is thus an act of self-care that strengthens your body's natural defenses, enabling you to maintain high energy and avoid interruptions in your daily growth. The societal tendency to glorify busyness and minimize sleep is harmful and misleading. The image of functioning on minimal sleep is often mistaken for discipline when it actually signals neglect of basic human needs. Real strength and success emerge from respecting your body's limits and optimizing recovery. Embracing sleep as an essential pillar of growth distinguishes those who perform sustainably from those who burn out prematurely. This shift in perspective transforms your relationship with rest from a hurdle to a catalyst. Sleep also influences memory consolidation in ways that impact skill mastery and habit formation. During REM sleep, the brain processes emotional experiences and strengthens neural connections that underlie learning. This means that the habits and knowledge you work to acquire during the day solidify during your sleep. Without this process, growth slows and retention suffers. Ensuring consistent 8-hour sleep cycles accelerates your journey toward mastery in any area of focus. Tracking your sleep patterns can provide valuable insights into your rest quality and help identify areas for improvement. Various tools from simple journals to advanced wearables allow you to monitor duration, interruptions, and sleep stages. With this data, you can make informed adjustments to lifestyle and environment that enhance your rest. This proactive approach to sleep management aligns with the principle that what gets measured gets improved. The power of sleep extends into decision-making and emotional intelligence. Well-rested individuals tend to make more thoughtful, balanced decisions and respond to social situations with empathy and clarity. This emotional and cognitive advantage improves leadership, collaboration, and problem-solving ability. The seemingly mundane habit of sleep becomes a secret weapon for navigating complexity and uncertainty with grace. As you cultivate the discipline of sleeping 8 hours nightly, you build a rhythm that anchors your life. This rhythm creates a foundation of consistency and predictability, reducing chaos and enhancing stability. Your body and mind learn to anticipate rest, which increases efficiency and vitality during waking hours. This natural flow strengthens your capacity to take on challenges, absorb new knowledge, and recover from setbacks. Children, athletes, and high performers all demonstrate the critical role of sleep in development and achievement. Their example serves as a reminder that growth requires rest. You can draw inspiration from these models by prioritizing sleep as a non-negotiable part of your personal development plan. This commitment elevates your potential and supports every other habit and effort you pursue. While the temptation exists to seek shortcuts or rely on stimulants, nothing replaces the restorative power of sleep. Caffeine, energy drinks, or other quick fixes provide temporary boosts, but ultimately undermine natural rhythms and recovery. Cultivating respect for sleep frees you from dependence on artificial aids and fosters authentic strength and energy. Understanding that sleep needs vary slightly among individuals is important, but the average of 8 hours is a reliable guideline for optimal functioning. Consistently aiming for this duration allows you to fine-tune based on how you feel and perform. Avoiding chronic undersleeping or oversleeping promotes balance and health, ensuring you grow stronger steadily rather than experiencing peaks and crashes. The cumulative effects of sleep deprivation build silently and insidiously. Missing just an hour or two repeatedly adds up to significant deficits in cognitive function, mood, and physical health. Recognizing this cumulative toll reinforces the urgency of daily commitment to full rest. Protecting your sleep is protecting your future self from preventable decline and setbacks. Long-term sleep habits influence aging and longevity. Research shows that consistent, quality sleep correlates with longer lifespans and reduced risk of chronic diseases. Prioritizing 8 hours nightly is an investment in not only your daily strength, but your long-term vitality and quality of life. This perspective widens the scope of sleep from a daily need to a lifelong strategy. Cultivating an environment conducive to sleep extends beyond the bedroom. Daytime habits, such as exposure to natural light, physical activity, and stress management, set the stage for restful nights. Balancing your overall lifestyle to support circadian health enhances your ability to consistently sleep well. This holistic approach underscores that sleep is woven through every facet of your life. Embracing rest as a form of self-respect transforms how you view productivity and success. Rest is not a sign of weakness or laziness. It is a deliberate choice to honor your potential and sustain your journey. This mindset shift fosters kindness toward yourself and deepens your commitment to growth through balance. Finally, remember that sleep is a gift you give to yourself each night. It renews your capacity to learn, create, love, and lead. By honoring the rhythm of rest, you unlock a wellspring of energy and resilience that fuels every step forward. Committing to 8 hours of sleep nightly is the most powerful habit you can cultivate to grow stronger every day and build a life of lasting impact and fulfillment.
Chapter 15. Listen to mentors daily to gain real wisdom. There's a power in listening, true listening, that goes beyond hearing words. When you engage with mentors every day, you open a door to wisdom shaped by experience, trials, and triumphs. This connection is not merely about acquiring knowledge, but about internalizing insights that have been tested in the real world. Mentors offer more than advice. They provide a roadmap drawn from their journey, illuminating paths you might not have discovered on your own. By making listening to mentors a daily habit, you anchor yourself in practical wisdom that accelerates your growth and guards against avoidable mistakes. It's easy to get caught up in self-driven learning, but the value of learning from others who have already walked the road cannot be overstated. Every mentor carries a unique perspective, one refined by successes and setbacks, challenges faced, and lessons earned. Absorbing this perspective daily deepens your understanding of complex situations and enhances your ability to navigate uncertainty. Instead of reinventing the wheel, you gain access to tools and strategies proven effective, saving time and effort while increasing your chances of success. Mentorship is about more than passive listening. It demands attention, reflection, and application. Each encounter with a mentor, whether through conversation, reading their work, or watching their teachings, invites you to question, analyze, and adapt what you learn to your unique circumstances. This process of active engagement transforms raw information into usable wisdom. Daily exposure to mentors cultivates a mindset that values growth over comfort, encourages humility, and sharpens discernment. The wisdom shared by mentors often contains nuances that textbooks and surface-level learning miss. Real-world experience offers context and depth that theoretical knowledge alone cannot provide. Mentors reveal the subtleties of timing, emotional intelligence, and interpersonal dynamics that influence outcome. They teach you how to read between the lines, anticipate challenges, and seize opportunities with confidence. These lessons empower you to respond more effectively to the unpredictable nature of life and work. Building a daily habit of listening to mentors also fosters a culture of continuous learning. When you prioritize this habit, it becomes part of your identity, reinforcing the belief that growth is an ongoing process. This perspective guards against complacency and encourages curiosity. You start to see every day as a chance to deepen your understanding and refine your skills, which creates a momentum that propels you forward through challenges and plateaus. Mentors often offer more than just knowledge. They provide inspiration. Their stories of resilience, innovation, and persistence serve as fuel for your own journey. Witnessing their commitment and courage reminds you that setbacks are temporary and that consistent effort pays off. This emotional connection to mentors helps you maintain motivation during difficult times and keeps your vision aligned with your highest aspirations. It is important to seek mentors whose values resonate with yours and whose achievements align with your goal. The relevance of their experience to your own path increases the impact of their guidance. Aligning with mentors who embody qualities you admire creates a powerful mirror that reflects your potential. This alignment also increases your likelihood of internalizing their lessons and applying them effectively. Mentorship does not always require direct interaction. Books, podcasts, videos, and speeches are valuable mediums through which you can access the voices of mentors daily. These sources often provide deep dives into specific topics, allowing you to explore diverse perspectives and broaden your understanding. Curating a list of trusted mentors and consuming their content regularly creates a virtual mentorship ecosystem that supports your growth no matter where you are. The commitment to daily listening demands discipline and prioritization. Life is filled with distractions and competing demands, but dedicating time to mentors each day signals a serious commitment to your development. This consistency reinforces neural pathways associated with learning and retention, making it easier to recall and implement insights when needed. Over time, this habit becomes an integral part of your routine, effortlessly woven into your day. Listening to mentors also teaches patience and open-mindedness. Sometimes the lessons shared challenge your current beliefs or require you to step outside your comfort zone. Embracing these moments with curiosity rather than resistance broadens your perspective and prepares you for higher levels of success. The humility to accept feedback and the courage to adapt are hallmarks of those who grow rapidly and sustainably. The practical application of mentor wisdom is essential. Information without action is wasted potential. After learning from mentors, it is crucial to translate insights into concrete steps, whether adjusting your strategy, refining your habits, or improving your mindset. This cycle of learning and implementation creates feedback loops that accelerate progress and deepen understanding. Reflecting on outcomes and revisiting mentor teachings ensures continuous improvement. Mentors also model critical qualities beyond technical skills, such as integrity, resilience, and emotional intelligence. These traits are foundational to long-term success and fulfillment. By observing how mentors handle challenges and interact with others, you absorb behaviors and attitudes that shape your character. This indirect teaching complements explicit advice and enriches your growth on multiple levels. Engaging with mentors daily also cultivates gratitude and connection. Recognizing the value of their contributions fosters a sense of appreciation that strengthens your commitment to learning. This gratitude can inspire you to pay it forward, becoming a mentor yourself in due time. The cycle of mentorship creates a legacy of knowledge and support that extends beyond individual achievement. In today's fast-paced world, where information is abundant but wisdom is scarce, mentors provide clarity and focus. Their guidance helps you sift through noise and prioritize what truly matters. This filtering function is invaluable for making strategic decisions and avoiding common pitfalls. The disciplined habit of daily listening sharpens your ability to discern truth and relevance amidst complexity. Mentorship also nurtures creativity by exposing you to diverse ideas and approaches. Mentors often challenge conventional thinking and encourage experimentation. This influence expands your mental horizons, encouraging innovation and adaptability.
By regularly engaging with mentor insights, you develop a mindset open to new possibilities and resilient in the face of change. The process of listening to mentors daily contributes to building mental models, frameworks that simplify decision-making and problem-solving. These models are distilled from real-world experience and help you interpret situations quickly and accurately. As you internalize multiple mental models through mentorship, your capacity to navigate complexity improves dramatically. Incorporating mentors into your daily routine can take many forms, from morning readings and listening to podcasts during commutes, to participating in mastermind groups or scheduling regular conversations. The key is consistency and intentionality. Making this a non-negotiable part of your day ensures that wisdom becomes a continuous source of strength and guidance. Mentorship also provides accountability. Sharing your goals and progress with a mentor invites feedback and encouragement that keep you on track. This external perspective helps identify blind spots and pushes you to higher standards. The relationship with mentors fosters discipline and commitment, critical ingredients for sustained growth. Listening carefully to mentors requires slowing down and creating mental space. In a world of constant stimulation, carving out quiet moments for focused attention enhances your ability to absorb and reflect. This practice of mindful listening strengthens concentration and deepens comprehension, allowing you to extract maximum value from every interaction. It is important to remember that mentorship is a two-way street. As you gain wisdom, you contribute back through your unique experiences and insights. This dynamic enriches both parties and creates a collaborative learning environment. Embracing this reciprocal nature fosters humility and generosity, qualities that enrich your personal and professional life. The journey of growth through mentorship is a lifelong commitment. As your goals evolve, so do your needs and the mentors you seek. Remaining open to new voices and perspectives keeps your learning fresh and relevant. This continuous expansion of your mentorship network fuels innovation and adaptability over time. Finally, by committing to listen to mentors daily, you invest in a resource more valuable than time or money: real wisdom. This wisdom equips you to navigate complexity, overcome challenges, and seize opportunities with confidence. It shapes your decisions, your mindset, and ultimately your destiny. Embracing this habit is a transformative step toward becoming the best version of yourself, fully equipped to lead a life of purpose and impact.
Chapter 16. Speak with clarity daily to influence others. The power to influence others hinges on one simple yet profound skill: clarity in communication. When you speak with precision and purpose every day, you do more than just share information. You create connection, build trust, and inspire action. The ability to convey your thoughts clearly transforms your presence, enabling your ideas to resonate deeply and your intentions to be understood without confusion or doubt. This daily commitment to clarity sharpens your influence and elevates your capacity to lead. Clear communication demands more than choosing the right words. It requires understanding your audience and tailoring your message so that it lands where it matters most. Speaking with clarity means stripping away unnecessary complexity, avoiding jargon, and presenting your ideas in a way that is both accessible and compelling. This takes deliberate practice and an awareness of how your words impact those listening. The clearer your speech, the stronger the bridge you build between your mind and theirs. Every interaction is an opportunity to clarify your intentions. Whether in casual conversation or formal presentations, your choice of language shapes perception. Ambiguity breeds misunderstanding, while clarity nurtures respect and credibility. Speaking daily with focus trains your brain to organize ideas succinctly and deliver them confidently, qualities that distinguish effective communicators from the rest. Clarity also involves being mindful of tone, pace, and body language. These elements reinforce your message and help prevent misinterpretation. When your verbal and non-verbal cues align, your audience feels your authenticity and engagement. This harmony enhances your ability to persuade and motivates others to listen intently. Practicing this alignment every day strengthens your overall presence and influence. Listening is a critical partner to speaking clearly. Understanding the responses, questions, and emotions of your audience allows you to adjust your communication in real time. This dynamic exchange deepens connection and ensures your message lands where it is needed most. Daily practice in active listening enriches your awareness and equips you to clarify points promptly and effectively. The habit of organizing your thoughts before speaking enhances clarity. Taking a moment to gather your ideas, outline your key points mentally, and consider your purpose reduces confusion and repetition. This mental preparation can transform spontaneous conversations and planned speeches alike, making your communication sharper and more persuasive. Over time, this process becomes second nature, increasing your confidence and impact. Avoiding filler words and vague phrases improves clarity significantly. Words like unlike and you know dilute your message and distract listeners. Eliminating these habits requires conscious effort but yields powerful results. When your speech is direct and purposeful, it commands attention and conveys authority. Practicing this discipline daily polishes your delivery and heightens your influence. Clarity also means embracing simplicity without sacrificing depth. Complex ideas can be expressed in straightforward language that anyone can understand. The challenge is to distill your message to its essence without losing nuance or meaning. Mastering this balance takes time and insight, but the payoff is enormous. Clear communication invites collaboration, breaks down barriers, and opens doors to new possibilities. Being concise is a cornerstone of clarity. In today's fast-paced world, lengthy explanations, delivering your points succinctly respects others' time and maintains their engagement. This doesn't mean oversimplifying, but rather prioritizing the most relevant information and presenting it with precision. Developing this skill strengthens your persuasiveness and ensures your ideas are heard. Confidence and clarity are intertwined. When you believe in the value of your message, your words flow with certainty and conviction. This confidence is contagious and encourages others to trust your judgment. Speaking clearly daily reinforces your self-assurance and establishes you as a reliable source of insight and guidance. This trust forms the foundation of lasting influence. Effective communicators anticipate potential misunderstandings and proactively clarify. They use examples, analogies, and questions to ensure comprehension. This forward-thinking approach prevents confusion and builds rapport. Incorporating this habit in your daily interactions demonstrates empathy and commitment to mutual understanding, enhancing your persuasive power. Storytelling is a powerful tool for clarity and influence. When you weave your message into a narrative, it becomes memorable and relatable. Stories activate emotions and help listeners visualize concepts, making abstract ideas concrete. Practicing storytelling regularly hones your ability to communicate complex messages with clarity and impact. Inspiring others to act. Feedback is essential to refining clarity. Seeking input from trusted colleagues, friends, or mentors reveals blind spots and areas for improvement. This external perspective challenges you to rethink phrasing, tone, or structure, making your communication more effective. Embracing feedback as a daily learning opportunity accelerates your growth and deepens your influence. Writing regularly enhances your speaking clarity. The discipline of organizing ideas on paper cultivates mental clarity that translates into verbal expression. Journaling, drafting speeches, or composing emails trains your brain to construct logical, coherent narrative. This practice reinforces precision and structure in your communication, making your spoken words more impactful. Clarity fosters empowerment.
When others understand your message fully, they feel capable of contributing and collaborating. This shared understanding fuels teamwork and innovation. Speaking clearly each day helps you build environments where ideas flow freely and collective progress accelerates. Your influence grows as you create spaces where people feel heard and valued. The commitment to daily clarity also develops patience and empathy. Recognizing that others may need time or explanation to grasp your ideas encourages you to slow down and adapt. This sensitivity strengthens relationships and reduces friction. Over time, these qualities enhance your effectiveness as a communicator and leader. Clarity in speech transcends verbal communication. It includes the ability to articulate your values, goals, and boundaries clearly. This transparency establishes consistency between what you say and what you do, building trust and respect. Speaking with clarity daily reinforces your integrity and positions you as a person of principle and reliability. Practice makes permanence. The more you speak clearly, the more natural it becomes. Daily opportunities to communicate, whether through conversations, meetings, or presentations, serve as training grounds. Each interaction polishes your skill and expands your influence. The cumulative effect of consistent clarity is profound, transforming how others perceive and respond to you. Clarity is not about perfection, but progress. Occasional missteps or misunderstandings are part of the learning process. What matters is your dedication to improving and your willingness to adjust. This growth mindset inspires those around you and invites collaboration. When you strive for clarity every day, you demonstrate commitment to excellence that motivates others to follow suit. The ability to influence hinges on trust, and trust grows from clear communication. When people know what you mean, they feel safe and confident in your leadership. This foundation allows you to guide teams, negotiate effectively, and inspire action with ease. Speaking with clarity is the gateway to these transformative connections. In moments of conflict or uncertainty, clarity becomes even more crucial. Clear communication reduces tension, clarifies misunderstandings, and facilitates resolution. Developing this skill equips you to handle difficult conversations with grace and effectiveness. Your ability to influence through clarity strengthens your capacity to lead under pressure. Preparation enhances clarity, but authenticity sustains it. Being genuine and transparent in your communication invites trust and openness. When your message aligns with your true self, it resonates more deeply. Speaking clearly daily nurtures this authenticity, creating connections that go beyond words to touch hearts. In a world overflowing with noise, clarity cuts through the clutter. Your ability to communicate simply and powerfully becomes a beacon that draws others in. This distinct voice sets you apart and establishes your authority. Daily practice sharpens this voice, empowering you to influence effectively in any context. Finally, speaking with clarity daily is a practice of respect. Respect for your audience, for your ideas, and for yourself. It honors the importance of communication as a tool for connection and change. Embracing this discipline transforms your interactions and your life, unlocking doors to influence that shape your legacy and impact on the world.
Chapter 17. Review your habits weekly to upgrade faster. Taking the time to review your habits weekly can be one of the most powerful catalysts for rapid personal growth and consistent improvement. The rhythm of a week provides a natural cycle for reflection, allowing you to pause, assess, and adjust your behaviors before they become ingrained patterns. When you commit to this regular habit, you transform the way you evolve, not by luck or chance, but by conscious, deliberate effort. Habitual actions shape your identity and ultimately determine your trajectory in life. Often, the small choices you make daily feel insignificant in isolation, but they compound over time. Without reflection, it's easy to drift into autopilot, repeating routines that may no longer serve you or, worse, undermine your progress. By consciously reviewing your habits on a weekly basis, you reclaim control and open the door to meaningful upgrades in your lifestyle, mindset, and achievements. This weekly pause is not merely a checklist of tasks completed or missed. It's a thoughtful investigation into the quality of your actions and their alignment with your goals. It invites honesty, a willingness to face where you fell short without judgment and where you excelled with gratitude. Such reflection uncovers hidden patterns, reveals obstacles, and clarifies what is working well. When you shine a light on these details, you gain invaluable insight into your inner workings and external behaviors. A consistent review habit encourages a growth mindset. Instead of viewing mistakes or stagnation as failures, you see them as data points to guide your next steps. This shift in perspective fuels resilience and curiosity. It compels you to ask, what can I learn here? How can I do better next week? This inquiry propels you forward with intentionality, turning every week into a stepping stone for improvement. Weekly review sharpens your awareness of your own life. Often days blur into each other, and weeks pass unnoticed until months have gone by. This lack of awareness disconnects you from your own journey and delays change. By taking time each week to assess, you break that cycle of unconscious living. You start to notice how certain habits influence your energy, productivity, relationships, and mindset. This heightened self-awareness is the foundation for all transformation. The process of reviewing habits weekly should be practical and manageable. It doesn't have to be lengthy or complicated to be effective. Simple questions can guide you. Which habits supported my progress? Which ones drained my energy? Did any habits create unintended consequences? Am I consistently moving closer to my vision? The answers you generate inform your plan for the upcoming week, helping you adjust or reinforce behaviors accordingly. Tracking your habits visually can be a powerful tool during these reviews, whether it's through journals, apps, charts, or checklists. Seeing your progress or lack thereof creates clarity. Visual feedback acts like a mirror, reflecting your efforts in a tangible way. It helps you celebrate wins and recognize areas needing attention, making the abstract concept of habit formation concrete and actionable. Celebrating small wins identified during weekly reviews fuels motivation. Recognizing even modest progress fosters positive reinforcement. This boost in morale encourages you to maintain momentum and keeps discouragement at bay. Celebrations don't have to be grand. A moment of acknowledgement or a simple reward can make a big difference in sustaining your commitment. Reviewing habits also helps you identify habits that have outlived their usefulness. What once served as a helpful routine may become a hindrance as your circumstances and goals evolve. Without periodic evaluation, you risk clinging to outdated patterns that waste your time and energy. The weekly habit review is your opportunity to prune these behaviors, freeing you to adopt new, more effective routines that better align with where you want to go. Adaptability is a key outcome of consistent habit review. Life is dynamic, and what works today might not work tomorrow. By revisiting your habits weekly, you maintain the flexibility to pivot as needed. This agility keeps you from becoming rigid or complacent, allowing your habits to grow with you rather than holding you back. Accountability grows naturally from the habit of weekly review. When you set aside time to assess your actions, you are holding yourself responsible for your own growth. This self-accountability is empowering and breeds integrity. You become your own coach, guiding your development with honesty and compassion, rather than relying solely on external validation or motivation. The habit of reviewing your progress weekly also enhances problem-solving skill. When obstacles arise, this dedicated time allows you to analyze causes rather than react impulsively. You develop the capacity to see challenges as opportunities for creative solutions rather than threats. This mindset cultivates confidence and reduces frustration, making your growth journey smoother and more sustainable. Long-term vision gains clarity, through these periodic habit checks. When you connect daily actions to your broader ambitions during your weekly reflection, you ensure alignment between the two. This connection provides meaning and purpose to your routines, transforming mundane tasks into meaningful steps toward your desired future. It helps you stay focused and prevents distraction by fleeting impulses or external pressures. Consistency is the bedrock of habit mastery, and weekly reviews are a pillar that supports this consistency. Habits are not built overnight. They require repetition and reinforcement. Weekly reflection acts as a checkpoint that reinforces commitment and corrects course before bad habits solidify. This steady, deliberate process leads to gradual but profound transformation over time. The emotional benefits of reviewing your habits weekly are often overlooked but significant. Taking time to reflect allows you to process feelings related to your progress or setbacks. This emotional processing promotes mental clarity and reduces stress. It also increases your emotional intelligence, improving your ability to navigate the ups and downs of change with grace. This practice encourages gratitude as well. By looking back on your week, you naturally recognize the positive aspects of your journey, no matter how small. This gratitude nurtures optimism and fuels a positive feedback loop, where a hopeful outlook leads to better decisions and sustained effort. Developing a ritual around your weekly review enhances its effectiveness, whether it's a quiet Sunday evening or a focused Friday morning. Choosing a consistent time and setting creates structure and signals importance to your subconscious. Over time, this ritual becomes a habit in itself, making the review automatic and effortless. Collaboration can deepen your habit review practice. Sharing your reflections with a trusted friend, mentor, or coach adds accountability and perspective. External viewpoints often highlight blind spots and provide encouragement. This social aspect enriches your growth and expands your support network. Technology offers many tools to support weekly review. Apps that track habits, mood, and productivity can provide detailed insights that supplement your self-reflection. Leveraging these resources can make your review process more efficient and informative, especially when paired with personal journal entries or verbal reflection. While the primary focus of weekly reviews is on habits, expanding your reflection to include mindset, energy levels, and environment can enhance results. Understanding how these factors interplay with your routines uncovers deeper insights and opportunities for change. This holistic approach promotes balanced growth rather than isolated improvements. Importantly, weekly reviews are an act of self-respect and self-care. They communicate that your growth matters enough to invest dedicated time and attention. This investment builds self-esteem and reinforces your identity as someone committed to continual improvement. Avoiding overwhelm is critical in this practice. The goal is steady progress, not perfection. If reviewing your habits feels daunting, start small. Focus on one or two key behaviors and gradually expand as confidence builds. This gentle approach reduces resistance and sustains motivation. Each week's review provides a fresh slate. Regardless of past challenges or successes, you gain the power to start anew with insights gained. This cyclical renewal cultivates hope and prevents discouragement from setbacks. Incorporating questions about your environment during weekly reviews can illuminate hidden influences on your habits or your surroundings, supporting your goals or fostering distraction. Making conscious adjustments to your space can significantly enhance your ability to maintain positive habits. Visualizing the benefits of your improved habits during your review fuels commitment. Imagining the positive impact on your health, relationships, career, or happiness creates emotional resonance that motivates continued effort. Writing down your insights during weekly reviews preserves learning and tracks your evolution over time. Reviewing past entries reveals growth trajectories and patterns, reinforcing progress and informing future plans. Flexibility in your review questions allows adaptation to changing needs. Some weeks might focus more on mindset, others on specific goal area. This customization keeps the practice relevant and engaging.
The discipline of weekly habit review translates into other areas of life. It cultivates a mindset of reflection and refinement that enhances decision-making, goal-setting, and personal relationships. Ultimately, the power of weekly habit review lies in its ability to make progress visible, manageable, and intentional. By dedicating time regularly to assess and upgrade your behaviors, you harness momentum that compounds week after week. This steady accumulation of positive change transforms not only your habits, but your entire life, propelling you toward your highest potential with clarity, purpose, and confidence.
Chapter 18. Invest 1 hour daily in your main skill. Investing 1 focused hour each day in your main skill isn't just a recommendation, it's a game-changing commitment that sets apart those who reach extraordinary levels from those who settle for average. The magic of dedicating consistent time to mastering what matters most lies not just in the hours themselves, but in the compound effect of relentless, deliberate practice. This single habit becomes the cornerstone for becoming exceptional in your chosen field. Imagine what an hour looks like in your day. An hour can be claimed from the margins of a busy schedule, yet when devoted to sharpening your core skill, it becomes a powerhouse of transformation. Unlike scattered efforts or half-hearted attempts, this hour is sacred, uninterrupted, and focused. It's a daily investment that guarantees progress, small on the surface but massive in impact over weeks, months, and years. The concept of main skill is critical here. It's the one ability that most directly influences your success, the skill that, if developed, opens doors, creates opportunities, and makes you indispensable. While diversifying your skills is important, this hour targets the heart of your value. It forces clarity on what truly matters, so you avoid wasting energy on distractions or less impactful activities. When you claim this hour, you commit to more than just time. You commit to quality and intensity. It's about the depth of focus, the willingness to push boundaries, and the refusal to settle for comfort zones. Each session should challenge your current limits, building new neural pathways and refining your technique or understanding. It's not enough to merely show up. You must engage fully, learning, practicing, analyzing, and adjusting continuously. This daily hour creates a rhythm, a sacred routine that your mind and body come to anticipate. Over time, this habitual immersion fosters a flow state where learning accelerates and creativity blossoms. The repetition ingrains skills deeply, allowing you to perform with increasing ease and excellence in real-world situations. The power of small increments compounded daily cannot be overstated. A single hour may feel modest in isolation, but multiplied by 365 days, it totals over 360 hours annually. When focused on meaningful development, this represents an immense volume of concentrated growth. The secret lies in consistency. It's far more effective than sporadic bursts of intense effort that quickly fade. Deliberate practice during this hour must be intentional and structured. Random work won't yield the same results as a targeted approach, where you identify weaknesses and systematically address them. Break down your skill into components. Work on challenging areas, seek feedback, and refine until mastery emerges. This precision makes every minute count. Investing this time daily also cultivates patience and discipline. Skill development is a marathon, not a sprint. The visible results might take weeks or months to emerge, but the daily commitment builds resilience and grit. You train yourself to embrace the process, to trust that small, consistent improvements add up to breakthrough progress. A clear plan enhances the impact of this hour. Without a roadmap, it's easy to drift or lose focus. Setting specific goals for each session, whether learning a new concept, practicing a technique, or reviewing progress, keeps you aligned with your larger vision. This clarity reduces wasted effort and maximizes productivity. This habit also builds confidence. As your skills sharpen day by day, your belief in your capabilities grows. Confidence isn't born overnight, it's the byproduct of mastery and preparation. Knowing you've invested meaningful time regularly strengthens your self-trust and empowers you to take on bigger challenges. Accountability is vital to sustaining this habit. Without it, the temptation to skip or cut corners looms large. Creating systems that track your daily hour, sharing your commitment with a mentor or peer, or integrating your practice into your routine at a fixed time, reinforces accountability. When your commitment is visible and reinforced, your chances of success soar. An hour of focused investment often leads to creative breakthroughs. Immersing yourself deeply allows connections to form in your mind, insights to surface, and novel approaches to emerge. This depth contrasts sharply with multitasking or distracted work, which fragments attention and stifles creativity. Prioritizing this hour may require sacrifice, but the returns justify the cost. It might mean saying no to social media, television, or other less productive activity. These trade-offs free you to focus on what truly moves the needle. Over time, the habit reprograms your relationship with time, teaching you how to wield it as a strategic asset, rather than letting it slip away. Beyond skill acquisition, this hour daily nurtures a mindset of growth and mastery. It signals to your subconscious that improvement is non-negotiable. This mental framing encourages curiosity, experimentation, and resilience in the face of obstacles. The ripple effects of this habit extend into other areas of your life. Discipline cultivated through focused practice spills into your work ethic, decision-making, and goal-setting in unrelated domains. The habit of investing time deliberately becomes a signature trait that influences your entire character. It's important to emphasize the difference between passive and active learning during this hour. Passive consumption, such as casually reading or watching tutorials without engagement, won't produce the same impact as active practice, experimentation, and problem solving. You must be fully present, mentally engaged, and pushing your boundaries. Regular reflection enhances the power of this daily investment. Taking time to review what you accomplished, what was challenging, and what needs adjustment helps refine your approach. This feedback loop accelerates learning and keeps you progressing efficiently. This habit also instills a sense of purpose in your daily routine. When you dedicate a fixed portion of your day to your main skill, it aligns your actions with your larger aspiration. Each session becomes a meaningful step, fueling motivation and reducing procrastination. Energy management is a practical consideration here. Scheduling this hour when your mental energy peaks ensures maximum productivity. For many, mornings are ideal, but it depends on individual rhythm. Protecting this time from interruptions or multitasking is critical for maintaining quality. Creating a conducive environment further supports the habit. Minimizing distractions, organizing materials, and setting clear boundaries signal to your brain that this time is for focused growth. Over time, this environmental cue triggers concentration and deep work. The social context around you can either support or hinder this commitment. Surrounding yourself with others who value growth and skill development creates a positive feedback loop. Conversely, toxic or indifferent environments can sap motivation. Seeking out communities, mentors, or peers who share your dedication reinforces your daily investment. Technology offers both opportunities and threats in this habit formation. Tools for learning, practice, and tracking can enhance your growth if used wisely. However, distractions from notifications or multitasking can sabotage focus. Managing digital inputs carefully is essential to preserve the sanctity of your hour. Balancing this focused skill hour with rest and recovery is vital. Overworking without breaks can lead to burnout and diminished returns. Listening to your body and mind, and occasionally adjusting intensity or focus areas, ensures sustainable progress. Mindfulness during this hour deepens the learning experience. Being aware of your thoughts, frustrations, and breakthroughs allows you to navigate challenges with greater clarity and patience.
This conscious engagement fosters deeper mastery than mechanical repetition. The cumulative effect of this daily hour doesn't just manifest in technical skill. It reshapes your identity. You begin to see yourself as a practitioner, a learner, an expert in your field. This identity shift influences how you approach opportunities, setbacks, and relationships. Resilience grows hand in hand with skill through this practice. Facing difficult problems or plateaus during your hour trains you to persist, despite discomfort or failure. This mental toughness transcends your skill domain, equipping you for broader life challenges. When you invest this time daily, the world starts noticing your growth. Opportunities, recognition, and advancement often follow those who demonstrate consistent, deliberate improvement. Your reputation as someone committed to excellence becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Incorporating variety within your hour prevents monotony and maintains engagement. Rotating between different aspects of your skill, such as theory, practice, review, and application, keeps your mind stimulated and prevents stagnation. Setting milestones within your skill development provides markers of progress. Celebrating these milestones during your weekly or monthly reviews reinforces motivation and provides tangible evidence of your hard work paying off. The humility required to commit to continuous daily practice cultivates openness to feedback and learning. Accepting that mastery is an ongoing journey rather than a destination keeps you humble and eager. Ultimately, the habit of investing 1 hour daily in your main skill is a declaration of your priorities and potential. It's a practice that demands respect for time, discipline, and passion. As you build this habit, you don't just get better. You evolve into the person capable of achieving your highest ambition.
Chapter 19. Help someone daily to grow your confidence. Helping someone every single day is a powerful catalyst for building confidence. It's a practice that reaches far beyond the act itself, weaving deep into your sense of self-worth, your perception of capability, and your connection to the world around you. When you commit to this habit, you are planting seeds of empowerment, not just for those you assist, but primarily for yourself. Confidence grows through action. It's not a trait you stumble upon by accident or wait for to magically appear. Instead, it is cultivated through consistent behaviors that prove to you time and again that you are capable of making a difference. Helping someone daily is a concrete way to see the impact of your skills, kindness, and presence in real time. This daily proof becomes a foundation upon which your confidence solidifies. There is an immediacy in the feedback loop created by helping others. Whether it's solving a problem, offering advice, or simply lending a listening ear, the gratitude and acknowledgement from another human being send a powerful signal to your brain. You feel valued, effective, and connected. These feelings trigger positive neurological responses that enhance your self-esteem and encourage you to continue stepping forward. The nature of help doesn't have to be monumental to be meaningful. Small acts accumulate and compound over time. It might be holding the door open for someone, sharing a useful tip, or assisting a colleague with a task. Each action reinforces your identity as a helpful and competent person. When these moments pile up daily, they become undeniable evidence of your worth and capability. Helping others challenges you to step outside your own comfort zone. This stretch often pushes you to communicate, empathize, and problem solve in new ways. Each time you navigate these challenges successfully, you add a layer of confidence. You learn to trust your judgment and your ability to handle situations, even when they are unfamiliar or uncomfortable. A crucial part of this habit is intention. Approaching help with a genuine desire to contribute, not seeking validation or reward, builds authentic confidence rooted in humility and purpose. When your motivation is pure, the growth you experience is lasting and deeply satisfying. Daily acts of assistance also cultivate empathy. Understanding others' struggles and perspectives enhances your emotional intelligence, which is a key component of confident interpersonal communication. When you empathize effectively, you connect more deeply and speak with greater assurance because you know you are addressing real needs thoughtfully. By making helping a daily practice, you also expand your network of positive relationships. People remember those who consistently offer support, creating reciprocal bonds of trust and encouragement. This social reinforcement further boosts your confidence, knowing you are surrounded by a community that values your contribution. Moreover, helping someone each day encourages a mindset of abundance. Instead of seeing life as a competition for limited resources or praise, you embrace the idea that there is plenty to give and receive. This shift reduces fear and insecurity, replacing them with generosity and boldness in your actions. You also develop stronger problem-solving skills. Each person you help presents a unique situation, requiring you to adapt and think creatively. Over time, you become more resourceful and confident in your ability to find solutions, even under pressure. This daily practice sharpens your communication skills, expressing your willingness to help, clarifying needs, and offering guidance demand clarity and assertiveness. Practicing this regularly hones your ability to speak with conviction and compassion simultaneously. The confidence gained from helping spills into your professional life. Leaders, collaborators, and mentors who regularly assist others are often perceived as reliable, competent, and influential. Your daily acts build this reputation gradually but steadily, opening doors to new opportunities and responsibilities. This habit also mitigates self-doubt. When you see tangible outcomes from your support, it counters negative internal narratives that question your value. Each success becomes a rebuttal to insecurities, reinforcing your belief in your effectiveness. Consistency is key. The cumulative effect of daily help is far more potent than occasional grand gestures. It rewires your identity and creates an unshakable sense of self-assurance, anchored in real experiences. Incorporating reflection enhances growth. Taking a moment after helping to consider what you learned about yourself, the person you helped, and the process deepens your insight. This awareness fuels continuous improvement in your approach and boosts confidence in your evolving capabilities. Helping others daily also fosters gratitude, which paradoxically strengthens confidence. Recognizing the impact you can have shifts focus from scarcity to abundance. This positive outlook increases resilience, enabling you to face challenges with a balanced and confident mindset. It is important to balance helping others with self-care. Overextending yourself can drain energy and diminish confidence. Setting healthy boundaries ensures your contributions remain sustainable and authentic. The habit transforms how you view challenges. When helping others, you often encounter obstacles that require perseverance. Overcoming these reinforces a narrative of strength and capability within yourself. Even on difficult days, finding small ways to assist nurtures your confidence. Sometimes the smallest gestures have the most profound impact, not just on others, but on your own belief in your worth. This practice teaches humility alongside confidence. You learn to accept that you won't always have all the answers, but that your effort and intention matter most. This balance prevents arrogance, while nurturing genuine self-assurance. Helping fosters leadership quality. Taking initiative to support others demonstrates responsibility and influence. These experiences build the confidence necessary to lead effectively in various life arenas. The ripple effects are profound. By helping daily, you become a catalyst for positivity in your environment. This influence loops back, enhancing your own motivation and confidence as you witness the benefits of your actions. The process strengthens your identity as a contributor, not just a consumer in the world. This shift is empowering and reinforces a confident stance toward future endeavors. Ultimately, the habit of helping someone every day is a practice in courage. It requires vulnerability to reach out and offer assistance, knowing the outcome is uncertain. Each act of courage expands your confidence reservoir, preparing you for greater challenges ahead. You become more attuned to your own strength
and how to deploy them effectively. This self-awareness is foundational to lasting confidence. In time, helping others daily evolves from a conscious habit into an effortless part of who you are. It ceases to be a task and becomes a natural expression of your character. This transformation impacts every interaction you have, as confidence rooted in genuine contribution radiates authentically, attracting respect and trust. Your growth through this habit transcends personal benefit. It creates a legacy of kindness, competence, and courage that influences others long after your daily acts are done. Helping someone daily is not just an action, it is an investment in your own evolution. It shapes you into a person who faces life's uncertainties with steady confidence, fueled by the meaningful connections and impact you cultivate with every generous act.
Chapter 20. Keep promises to yourself to build self-trust. Keeping promises to yourself is one of the most profound ways to build self-trust, a cornerstone of personal strength and integrity. It's often said that the relationship we have with ourselves is the most important relationship of all. When you follow through on your own commitments, no matter how small, you are demonstrating respect for yourself, cultivating reliability, and creating a solid foundation for confidence and success. Self-trust is not a vague concept reserved for philosophers or spiritual teachers. It's a practical, tangible force that governs your ability to face challenges, make decisions, and maintain motivation. When you keep promises to yourself, you are essentially training your mind to believe that you are dependable. This belief, in turn, propels you to act decisively and persistently because you know you can count on yourself. Breaking promises, on the other hand, even seemingly minor ones, chips away at your confidence. Every time you tell yourself you will do something and then don't, a small crack forms in the foundation of trust. Over time, those cracks widen, making it difficult to rely on your own word and eroding your inner strength. You might notice how easy it becomes to procrastinate or how self-doubt creeps in when you don't believe you will follow through. The power of keeping promises to yourself is amplified when the promises are clear and specific. Vague commitments like "I will try to exercise" or "I should eat healthier" are harder to honor because they lack clear benchmarks. When you commit to precise actions, "I will walk for 20 minutes today," or "I will drink 8 glasses of water," you set a concrete target. Achieving these targets strengthens your trust muscle because the action is measurable and undeniable. Consistency is key. One-off successes feel good, but the real transformation happens when you repeatedly fulfill your commitments. This creates a pattern that your brain recognizes as reliable behavior, which boosts your confidence. The repetition convinces your subconscious that you are someone who keeps your word to yourself, which naturally makes you more resilient in the face of obstacles. Self-trust built on keeping promises fosters better decision-making. When you believe in your ability to follow through, you make choices from a position of strength and clarity. You're less likely to be paralyzed by indecision or overwhelmed by fear. You know that even if a plan doesn't go perfectly, you have the capacity to adjust and continue because you trust yourself to persevere. It's important to recognize that keeping promises to yourself doesn't mean being perfect. Life happens, and sometimes things get in the way. The difference lies in how you respond when you miss a commitment. Instead of falling into self-criticism or giving up, those who build strong self-trust acknowledge the setback and recommit with renewed focus. This resilient attitude reinforces trust rather than undermining it. An effective way to enhance this habit is to start small. Promising to wake up 5 minutes earlier or to spend 10 minutes reading each day may seem insignificant, but these small wins accumulate. They signal to your mind that you respect your word and are capable of control. Over time, these victories create momentum that helps you tackle larger and more challenging promises. The emotional impact of keeping promises to yourself is profound. When you honor your commitments, you feel a deep sense of integrity and alignment with your values. This inner harmony breeds peace and satisfaction, reducing internal conflict and stress. Conversely, breaking promises often leads to guilt, disappointment, and a sense of fragmentation within yourself. This practice also sharpens your awareness. To keep promises, you must be clear about what you want and how you plan to achieve it. It demands honest self-reflection and realistic goal setting. This clarity prevents overcommitment and burnout because you learn to set boundaries that honor both your ambitions and your well-being. Building self-trust through promises enhances your relationships with others. When you trust yourself, you naturally radiate reliability and authenticity. People sense this and respond with greater trust and respect. Your personal and professional connections improve because you are consistent and dependable, creating a positive cycle of mutual confidence. Accountability plays a pivotal role. Sharing your promises with a trusted friend or mentor can reinforce your commitment. This external accountability complements internal trust, making it easier to stay on course. However, the ultimate commitment is to yourself, not others, because self-trust forms the bedrock for all other forms of trust. The habit of keeping promises strengthens your willpower. Each fulfilled promise is a victory over temptation, distraction, or doubt. This repeated exercise in self-discipline trains your brain to resist short-term urges in favor of long-term goals, solidifying your ability to persevere when faced with challenges. Tracking your promises and progress visually, such as in a journal or app, can boost motivation. Seeing a record of commitments met provides tangible evidence of your reliability, inspiring you to maintain momentum. This process transforms abstract ideas of self-trust into concrete proof of your capability. Cultivating self-compassion is crucial in this journey. When you slip, treating yourself with kindness rather than harsh judgment keeps you engaged and encourages growth. Self-trust deepens, not through rigidity, but through an honest and forgiving relationship with yourself. Over time, keeping promises to yourself changes your identity. You begin to see yourself not just as someone who hopes or wishes for success, but as a person of action and integrity. This shift fuels greater ambition and courage because you know you have a solid foundation beneath your aspirations. Your mind also becomes more focused. Knowing you will follow through sharpens your concentration and energy on each task. There is less mental clutter from second-guessing or procrastination, making your efforts more efficient and rewarding. This habit also cultivates patience. Trusting the process and your own capacity to deliver teaches you that growth and achievement take time. You learn to pace yourself, balancing urgency with persistence and building confidence steadily. The ripple effect on mental health is notable. Strong self-trust reduces anxiety and stress. By providing a sense of control and stability, you face uncertainty with a calm assurance because you believe in your ability to navigate whatever rises. Keeping promises to yourself encourages proactive behavior. Instead of waiting for external motivation or circumstances, you generate your own drive. This internal source of motivation makes you more adaptable and less reliant on external validation. It also nurtures authenticity. When you honor your word, your actions align with your true desires and values, leading to a more genuine and fulfilling life experience. This congruence enhances confidence because you live in harmony with who you really are. The habit fosters resilience. Even when confronted with setbacks, your history of keeping promises reminds you of your strength and reliability. This internal proof equips you to bounce back quickly and with renewed determination.
Building self-trust by honoring your commitments is a lifelong process, but its rewards are immediate and lasting. Each promise kept is a brick laid in the foundation of a powerful, confident self who moves through life with certainty and grace. When you keep promises to yourself, you step into a profound partnership with your own potential. This alliance empowers you to face challenges head-on, pursue your goals relentlessly, and live a life marked by integrity and unwavering self-belief.